heart the snow descends. Silent whispers from the winds as they bend. Candles flicker in each ancient tower. The night holds a mystic power. Moonlight dancing on the frozen ground. Echoes of nights long lost and found. Armored shadows in the frosty night. Roses steal under pale moonlight. Winter weaves her spells so fine and deep. The city breathes and ancient spirits keep guarding tales of old with every breath. Blood, brothers, honor, even in death. Hearts are warm in the stone embrace. Stories told by a crackling blaze. Children dreaming of heroic quests in the city where legends rest. Snowflakes landing on a solemn cross mark the places of triumph and loss. Chills that whisper of a time before, hollow moments that we adore. Winter weaves her spells so fine and deep. The city breathes and ancient spirits keep guarding tales of old with every breath. Blood, brothers, honor, even in death.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another Inner Sleuths live stream. It's been a couple days since we've done a live stream. It took a couple days for myself to unwind a little bit while we had a bit of a lull there in the info from mainframe, but today it's kicking off again and we have quite a bit to go over. Really great to see everyone here today. Hope you're all having a great day. Hope you're ready to chat about some of the things that are upcoming, some of the things that were delayed, and make sure that we, as always, are letting the developers know exactly how we feel about all of this stuff, because that's what this platform here is supposed to be. That's what I've dedicated PaxCast to be honest, is for us to be able to come together whenever we have enough info to talk about and make sure that we have our voices be heard. We can talk freely in a respectful way about things that are good, bad, and different. We have voiced our concerns in the last episode of PaxCast. So, I mean, we're not shy to that. We will always tell you guys the truth. I'll never bullshit you guys. I will always tell you the truth. I'm not here to just show you rainbows and butterflies. Sometimes things need to be criticized. I mean, look at Ertugrul, the game I just covered yesterday. The combat in that game needs unfathomable amounts of work. It was kind of crazy. If you guys have not seen that yet and you were thinking about getting Ertugrul, make sure you check out my video yesterday. I basically said I'm not going to be checking back on that game unless the developers can really fix that combat, because it is absolutely terrible. I was not I was not a fan of that combat. But this platform here is to make sure that everybody can make their voices be heard. If you have any opinions about the things that we're going to be talking about, make sure you let me know in chat. My favorite thing to do is to read your guys' chat and interact with you guys in real time here. But before we get into it, we have a 1,000 subscriber goal. You can see it up at the top left corner. We're very close to being only 50 subscribers away. Once we reach 1,000 subscribers, we're going to be doing a 24-hour subathon where several hours will start off on the clock to begin with. Probably actually 1 hour will start on the clock. And then you guys will extend that clock further and further into the future, closer and closer to the elusive 24-hour mark by doing things like interacting with Tangia, which you can see is currently paused in the bottom left corner, gifting memberships, doing super chats, super stickers, all that good stuff. All of those things will add time to the clock. I actually just got my software tested, and I'm pretty sure it's ready to go. I'll probably test it when we get closer. I'll test it a couple more times just to make sure that it is functioning as intended. I also changed a bunch of my audio, so let me know how my audio sounds. It should hopefully sound just like it has in the past. There shouldn't be any difference on your guys' end, but I'm running through some different software. Well, same software, different DAC now, so I have some different hardware changes. So let me know how the audio sounds. Make sure it's still nice and crisp and high quality for you guys. YouTube is starting to implement more and more features for streaming. They're bringing over a litany of stuff that has been on Twitch for a long time now. I'm not on Twitch, I'm only on YouTube. So we have things like super chat goals, and hopefully we get rating soon. But I'm going to start a goal up for this stream. We're going to set it for 3 hours. There we go. Let's get that fired up. Guys, if you'd like to join our community, we run the Cheeky Buggers United community Discord server. You can get a link over there by typing !Discord. We play all kinds of games together. We play Star Citizen, PAX Day, World of Warcraft. I mean, you name it. We've played it together. We can host private servers for all kinds of games. So if you guys are looking for a great place to come and hang out, you sound just like you, Void. That's good. If you guys are looking for a great place just to come and hang out with cool people, meet awesome people, play all kinds of different games together, please consider joining the Cheeky Buggers United. Really would love to have you guys over there. Bengal says it's not delayed, right? The Grace is delayed. We'll get into that when we start to go over stuff. The patch itself's coming out tomorrow, 3 a.m., but we're going to go over all of that once we start to get into it. I'm still just rolling through the intro here. It's really great to see you guys all, though. Really great to see how eager you are to start chatting about this stuff. If you guys would like to join the Order of the Blood Brothers, because you see how much fun we have in game together, we've been doing a lot of stuff off stream, to be honest. I need to start streaming a little bit more of our adventures. We're going to be doing a lot of dungeon runs and stuff coming up, but we have a lot of roleplay that's been happening off camera, even just unfolding in town. So if you guys really enjoy roleplay, you want a great place to call home, you're more than welcome to come to Bloodhaven. We're on the Nix server, North America Nix, and we're located in the province of Caries in Western Tremen. We pretty much are 90+% of Tremen at this point. But you guys are more than welcome to come and settle by us and hang out. If you guys are thinking about getting into the game, or if you know someone who's thinking about getting into the game, please send them my way. I love to interact with people and show them everything that the game has to offer. Make sure that they are making an educated decision of whether PAX Day is for them or not. I don't try to sell people on the game. I just let it speak on its own merits. So if it sinks or floats for them, it's going to be up to them at the end of the day. But yeah, if you guys would like to join the Order of the Blood Brothers, you can submit an application over on our website. And type !website in chat. You'll get a link over to www.cheekybugger.net, where you can submit your very own application to join the Order of the Blood Brothers. You kind of are, how it basically works is you kind of apply to join the Cheeky Buggers United and get the verified status. And then from there, you can choose which clan, guild, server you'd like to partake in. So you're getting access to everything with that application. You get the verified CBU member status, and then you're good to go. You could basically join any of our private servers, like for Project Zomboid or whatever it may be in the future that we're hosting a server for, and you can hop right in and have some fun with us. You get basically unfettered access, but that way we can have no conflict of interest of people who are in allied clans who would like to join us in Star Citizen or whatever it may be. They can partake in those things without actually getting the status for Blood Brothers on the Discord, and thus being able to see into, like, behind that veil. Maven says !brisket. We need to get a brisket command. But we're also doing a giveaway this month. We just gave away another copy of PAX Day. It went to Hawk214. He was actually third, but the first two people, you only have 48 hours to claim, and they didn't claim. So Hawk, thank you for claiming. I'll get that over to you as soon as possible. But Hawk214, congratulations on winning a free copy of PAX Day. Guys, if you'd like to win a free copy of PAX Day for yourself, or be able to give it to a friend or a family member, whatever it may be, you can do that right here on the channel. We've been giving away a lot of copies of PAX Day, and how you take part in our giveaways, just be subscribed to the channel and leave a comment on any upload during the month of December. The more comments you leave, the more entries you get. You can only get one entry per upload. So like, for instance, this stream here, once this stream ends and it becomes a video, if you go and leave a comment on this video, not a live chat during the live stream, but after the stream ends and it becomes a video, if you go leave a comment and you just say, hey, thanks for the stream, or whatever you want to say, leave your ideas, your thoughts in the comments as well. That will get you one entry. If I do another stream tomorrow, same thing. You can get an entry tomorrow. You can go retroactively back to any videos that I've done during the month of December and leave a comment on them, and you can get one entry per upload. So you can go leave a comment, get an entry, and you can get a bunch of them, because there's going to be a bunch of uploads this month. And then at the end of the month, beginning of next month, we'll turn of the new year, we'll do a drawing and we'll see who won. We'll do it live and you'll get to see who won the giveaway. My program will pick a random subscriber and their comment. And there you go. It's as simple as that. You get a free copy of PAX Day, give it to a friend, whatever you may want to do with it. But congratulations, Hawk. Really happy to see more of these going out to people. It's been a lot of fun, guys. You guys have been absolutely great. My channel has just absolutely exploded. It really makes me happy to know that you guys are enjoying the content we're putting out here, that this is useful stuff, and I like to give you guys a voice. I love to give you a voice so that the developers can see what everyone is, hoping for in the game. We do a lot of theory craft here in the channel, but it's always a pleasure to hang out with you guys. Let's go see who's in chat here. We got Agaris, we got Maven Moon, Joshua, we got Crash, John, Fadrill, Watson. Who else is in here? Bangles, Sunny, Neo Spy, Stefan. Ton of people in chat. Ton of people still funneling in. If you guys know anybody who you think could benefit from these, or you want to give them a voice as well, make sure you share my streams with them. Really does help the channel to grow, and I do greatly appreciate that, guys. So please click that like button, share it with your friends, share it around, and get more people in here so we can hear their opinions. Athena, great to see you as well. Stefan says, what's up? Watson says, raise the brisket. Guys, really great to see you. Let's get into this. Let me unpause my Tangia. If you guys would like to interact with Tangia, you can type !Tangia in chat now. It'll get you a link over to the Tangia page where you can do all kinds of fun stuff. There's little dungeons over there. Will we discuss combat changes? We can discuss whatever you guys would like to discuss. That's the thing. We don't have to there's no script. I don't have a script. Every single thing that I say just comes out of my head. I know some of my intro stuff sounds the same because I've conditioned myself to go through the spiel, but I don't have a script. So whatever you guys would like to talk about, that's what we'll talk about. I mean, this is dedicated to PAX Day, but sometimes we even go a little bit off script and go to again, we don't have a script, but we go a little bit off game and we go over to like Star Citizen stuff. Like for instance, Luminalia is starting up for Star Citizen. For anybody who plays Star Citizen, you'll be able to claim free prizes over there. 4.0 is just around the corner. The Save Stanton event is well underway. Can confirm, no script, Maven says. But yeah, so Athena, we'll cover absolutely anything that you guys want to talk about. But let's get into this. As you can see on screen, there's the roadmap of the road ahead. Verse 2 is the verse that we are currently in. Market stalls and gold economy are coming tomorrow, guys. 3 a.m. Central Standard Time. Or 9 a.m. UTC. That's when we're going to be getting the update. The downtime is going to be about 2 hours, but the market stalls and the gold economy are coming tomorrow. Fadrill with the first super chat of the stream, 1 out of 10 towards our goal. He says this PaxCast episode brought to you by the Stack and Willow Inn located in Bloodhaven. See Fadrill and Moon for more. We'll leave the light on for you. Fadrill, thank you for the first super. I really appreciate you, brother. So the market stalls and the gold economy are coming tomorrow. We still are waiting for the compass. It looks like, and the language German and French is coming as well. And they also say more to come. So the only thing that we don't know about that is coming in verse 2 is going to be the compass. Hopefully the compass does still come with verse 2. I'd love to see a compass. I'd love to see a mini map and all kinds of nice little features and quality of life stuff there. What else is on here? Later during early access, new furniture, farming, planters, weather. So we've gone over this in episode 1 of season 2 of PaxCast. If you guys would like to see an in-depth breakdown of all of this, go check that out. But this is what we can expect coming still during early access, and then things that they're working on that are ongoing. Verse 2 is during the winter. So hopefully during the winter sometime we get that compass and more to come, whatever that may be. Let me go ahead and hide this. And here we are. It seems they've taken my advice. They're giving us heads up a day before, which is exactly what I was asking for. And guess what? It's on the website. So now you guys can have a nice visual to go along with it. If they don't put it on the website, it makes it very hard for me to bring a visual to you guys. And then you just see, well, you have a visual still. You have the nice falling leaves in the background, but this makes it a lot nicer for you guys to be able to follow along exactly what we're going over. German 3D printing nerd says, hey everyone, how's it going, German? Watson says, for drill, don't forget to push your fireplaces. Athena says, the stag and willow is next to me and keeps me awake all night. Oh no. Oh no. It's keeping her up. Oh man. It's because they just know how to party over there, right? Maven says, because of all the fun, Athena. Exactly. Sunny says, Void, moving the needle. Thanks for making them post updates prior. Hey, I can't make them do anything. We can just make our voices be heard, and that's all we've been doing here. Anybody who's new to the channel, anybody who's new to these streams, or, this is your first time here, whatever it may be, do not be shy. Hop in chat with us. I promise we don't bite. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these things. Keep it civil, keep it respectful, and I'd love to read your comment. We do give criticisms here, guys. So, don't don't be shy if you have a criticism. If you're upset about something getting delayed, more than happy to chat about that with you. Watson says, poor Athena, all the fun, even when empty. Lee Bob, great to see you. He says, Merry Christmas. Lee Bob, thanks for stopping by, man. Really great. It's always great to see you, Lee Bob. Watson says, but the river sharks bite. The river sharks can bite, yes. They do sometimes bite. Let's see what else they have in store for us here. Market Square is coming December 13th. They start off by saying, hello, Paxians. The wait will soon be over. We are thrilled to announce that the next content update for PAX Day Verse 2 Market Square will launch on December 13th. Guys, this is a really big moment for PAX Day. It's easy to think that, we should just have all of these things already. And, because we'll see other games that are full release that just come out and they just have all their features, and it is what it is. I know early access is kind of a growing thing, and, we are funding and supporting games that aren't yet finished. But this is a big step for PAX Day. Getting these markets in here is going to be a pivotal time for the game. I know it can seem like a small thing, but I really think that this is going to be big. Now, a little bit further down below, they talk about how there's not really going to be a wipe for this. So I think the first iteration of these markets, that's fine. They'll just implement it. The economy is going to be busted at first. So just bear that in mind. The economy is going to be broken. There's a lot of things that were cheated into the game, that were exploited into the game, a lot of sigils and stuff that should not be there. Once they get all those exploits and stuff ironed out, and you have to earn things the legit way, I hope they do a market wipe, where they wipe all of the gold, everything that has to do with the economy, everything that has to do with items, even a full wipe. I know there's a lot of people who they're okay with a full wipe because, again, we're in this testing phase. But this is going to be a big moment for PAX Day, and it's coming tomorrow at 3 a.m. Central Standard Time, 9 a.m. UTC. They say, note, the maintenance will begin at 9 a.m. UTC, which is 3 a.m. Central Standard Time if you're over here in North America. And is expected to last approximately 2 hours, so please plan accordingly. Also, no wipe of the world or characters is planned for Verse 2 update. Guys, we're going to be there on the ground with you, moment one, continuing our 30 days of PAX Day. I think we're on day 15 or something. We're about halfway through it. And obviously, it's kind of just a funny little name that I give it to put it into a playlist, but we play well beyond 30 days. It's just that's what I started off calling it when I first got into PAX Day back during the alpha. So I'm continuing the trend, but yeah, we're definitely going to be playing more after the 30 days of PAX Day. It's just a nice little playlist to put together. Maven says, I don't think that their splash promos show a lady handling a necklace. I don't like that their splash promo shows a lady handing a necklace to another player. Where's that mechanic? Oh yeah. I mean, being able to trade 100%. Yeah. We need to be able to actually trade and hand stuff over. Hold it out with your hand and then somebody grabs from it. Neospy says, happy holidays, Lee Bob. Blimpy says, ready to grind for the tier 2 werewolf milking station. Blimpy. Maven says, yes, she's ready for that. Maven says that seems like a world ago, Void. I know, right? Doesn't it? It really has not been that long ago. It's insane to think that it really was not that long. What was it, like maybe 6 months ago? Something like that? It's so crazy. I mean, time has been flying, guys. Development has come a long way, especially with the combat. It's kind of funny because the original combat in PAX Day, you remember how like janky it was and how clunky and slow and the animations and everything were all kind of off? Remember how janky that was? That made like Utegrul's combat, that game that I covered yesterday, it made that first iteration of PAX Day's combat look like it was sent by the divine. No joke. You have to go watch my video on that, guys. If you're thinking about getting that game, you have to go watch that. The developers on that game really need to fix. Utegrul's developers need to fix that combat in order for me to give it a second chance, because it was just really, really bad. Lee Bob says, unpopular opinion, but it would be, but if they do a wipe without wiping the skills, that would fix the dupe issue fairly quickly while flooding the markets with full stocked markets. So you're saying if they would do a wipe without wiping the skills, that would fix the dupe issue fairly quickly while flooding the markets with full stock time. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea. I would not be opposed to that. I mean, I'm not opposed to a full wipe. I don't think a lot of people are. I know some people are adamantly opposed to a full wipe, and they're like, I'm not playing the game if they do a full wipe. It's in early access. It's in beta. We're here to test it and make the final product shine. That's our goal here, you know? The only thing that matters is the memories we make along the way and the friends we make and the communities we build. That's all that ultimately is going to survive early access and the final product, giving that feedback to the developers to help the game be as good as it possibly can be. But yeah, Lee, I don't see a problem with that. If they do a wipe without wiping the skills, I think, but the thing is, it depends what they're trying to test or what they're trying to get information on, right? They've changed a lot of the early game experience to the point where I think a full wipe would benefit the data collection. I think that they would get a lot of good balancing information because there's probably a lot of balancing that needs to take place that no one has really tested yet fully and extensively because we've all already been at our skill levels for so long. If we had a full wipe, it would essentially allow us to test from the ground up and make sure everything is balanced. And if there is any inconsistencies or pitfalls from the changes that they've made, we'd get to retest those. But I do see what you're saying. I mean, I think that would help with the economy if they would do that just, to be able to get rid of our items and the gold and stuff at one point in order to test the economy in an unbroken fashion. I think that'd be a pretty good way of going about it. Sonny says, we can hear horses when launching the game, but no horses can be found. Yeah, I mean, there's been horses and screenshots and stuff as well. Horses have been all over the place. They've talked about horses and mounts. We will definitely get them at some point, I want to say, but I think that's probably going to come with animal husbandry or breeding or something at some point where you can actually take care of animals, because it would just make sense to be able to do those things with your horse. But we will see. We don't have too much information about that. Joshua says, I think they need to limit the amount of professions you can do to promote trading and building of the economy. I agree, Joshua. I think that there's multiple ways they could go about doing that. We've talked about this extensively on the channel before on different episodes of PaxCast. But I honestly wholeheartedly agree. I think that if they could, so here's one way they could do it. You get, let's say, 2 professions that you can max out. And then as you get higher level in those professions, it becomes harder to earn experience in other professions. So you have a total crafting skill experience level. You have to really focus on one thing. And then once you have that one thing maxed out to where you want it to be, then you could go and work on something else. But working on that something else would be more difficult because of your overall crafting experience required. You have a ton of experience earned for that one profession because you've mastered it. So now you can become fairly proficient, if not maxing out a second one. And then for your third and fourth and fifth and so on, it would just become harder and harder and harder. That way you don't have a hard cap of like World of Warcraft where you say, hey, pick 2 professions and that's it. You have a soft cap, which allows you to really, if you want to grind it, you can, but it's going to become harder and harder. There was a thing for a mod for Minecraft that worked very similar to that. You could skill up in various different things, and the more experience you gained overall made it harder to earn in other things. I think that's a good way of doing it because then there's no hard cap. I don't think a hard cap would benefit the game as much as that would. As Yath, wipes are going to happen at that stage. I think wipes are going to happen throughout early access. Yeah, I mean there's going to be several wipes. I'm okay with all wipes. I mean, bring it on. We'll start over no matter what and build back up from the ground up. We'll make a bunch of RP around it. We'll have some fun, and then we'll get to retest everything. Now, I know you can just make a new character in order to retest. So you could do that, but unless you really force people to do that, I don't think everyone's just going to be so inclined to want to just make a new character. Maven says the friends, loved ones, clan, community along the way. Absolutely, Maven. That's what it's all about. Rats says, another half-arsed patch, no grace, another promised feature. What else will they remove this patch and fuck up this time? Rats, I think that the economy did get delayed. I agree with you there. The economy was supposed to come in their first big update, but I'm okay with things getting delayed if there's a reason. And I'm glad that they're articulating it and talking to us about it as opposed to just giving us patch notes and having it not be there. I'm happy that they're owning up to it. And we have to be somewhat gracious, I think, with the acceptance and understanding that some things will get bumped, but I'd rather them tell us about the things that they're trying to get into the updates and then tell us why certain things got bumped rather than not having that communication at all. So I want to praise them for that. Sure, we could be disappointed that something got bumped, but they're taking the time to be able to put the market and the gold into a good place before letting it come out. That's why it got delayed in the first place. I'm just happy that they're articulating it with us now and they're giving us patch notes before, because a couple months ago, we would have gotten these notes and it would have been like day of. It'd be like, here's the patch, here's what's in it. Oh yeah, by the way, that's not in here. So at least they're starting to communicate a little bit better, Rats. But as far as the no grace, I think the grace they said it just wasn't ready. We'll get to it down below. As we go through this more, we can talk a little bit more about that. But I'm happy that they're at least communicating. So I want to praise their communication. We could be upset about, the fact that things get delayed and things like that all the time, but at least their communication seems to be getting a little bit better. What else will they remove from this patch? I don't think anything else is really going to get removed from this patch because it looks like the main things that are going to be coming are going to be, it's coming tomorrow, so it must be ready. And the main things are the gold and the economy. So it sounds like we're going to at least get our hands on it. I would like to get things in our hands a little sooner, even if they're not in the perfect polished stage, because then that's what we're for. We're here to test stuff. Like the animations of sitting, I was kind of disappointed when those didn't make it in to the last update, because just give them to us. Let us test them out. Let us give you guys the feedback. But Rats, I definitely appreciate your comment, man, and I understand your frustration. I'm right there with you. Stefan says they did limit. It takes a ton of resources to level multiple professions. Yeah, but the problem is, like, there's no shared XP cap on them, so you can master everything with no hindrance. It does take a lot of XP though. You're definitely right there. And resources. Blimpy says the amount of grinding needed is already a bit of a soft cap. You guys are right there. That's kind of fair. But given enough time, you would be able to max out everything. If they do that soft cap method like I talked about, and that's just one idea. There's many ideas. I'm not a game developer. That's just an idea that I came up with because I've seen it done in other places. But if they do a soft cap, it would kind of prevent your one character from becoming the best at everything. That would kind of, unfortunately, push people into having alts to do stuff, which I don't really like. I don't like the fact in World of Warcraft that I need to have an alt to do all the professions. I should just simply to hop on those characters just to do those professions. I think it's at that point to just let your main character. I'm not a big fan of alts in general, though. That's just my personal preference. I think that it can have a lot of issues for roleplay and a lot of issues for trolling and things like that. So that's one of my concerns. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of different ways they could do it. I do know of many people who have maxed out all their gotten close pretty much to maxing out all their professions though. So, and we haven't even had the game live that long. So imagine for the longevity of the game after its full release, after 1.0, and everybody is, 3 months in and everybody's maxed out everything. Okay, I need nothing from you. You need nothing from me. We need nothing from them. what's the point of the social aspect of the game then? I don't understand. You know what I mean? If we got this far and it's only been in early access for 6 months, if that, like, it's going to be very easy in the long run. You have to keep in mind longevity of the game. After it becomes 1.0, we need to have reasons to have those social interactions. So I think limiting the number of professions people can realistically do, it would be a good idea. Let's see, catch up on some more chat here. NeoSpy says 1,000+ hours and I'm ready for a full wipe, but limiting skill profession would hurt solo play. But you got to remember, Neo, it's made to be a social game. There are no NPCs, there's no quests. It is a social game. Like, you should have to go and trade with other people. I'm perfectly okay with that. I mean, that is the scope of the game. That's the vision of the game. That's what they've told us from the beginning, is that they want this to be a social interaction game. It's supposed to be a living, breathing world where you are supposed to interact with other people. So if limiting skill progression would hurt solo play, I'd be okay with it. I mean, I think solo players should have to go and trade with other people or trade with their neighbors or go to town. What's the point of these market stalls where you're going and trading things? If you can make everything yourself, you're not going to need to go and trade anything. You literally could just play and live in the woods. I mean, given enough time and enough dedication, you could probably do that anyways. But I think having to go and trade with other people is the whole point of the game. You know, like, you can't go into dungeons, so that's hurting solo play. You can't go and get those sigils and stuff, so should we make dungeons soloable as well, so that way it doesn't hurt the solo play? I don't think so. I think that there should be the expectation that this is a social game. This is just my opinion, but I think that there should be an expectation that this is a social game, so people are going to have to interact with other people in some regard. Blimpy says that he agrees with you, NeoSpy. NeoSpy says people were not happy with their plans on Grace in relation to gold. Yes, people were really, really not happy about that. We talked about that in the last episode of PaxCast, several episodes where we went over our concerns. I was definitely not happy with Grace being purchased with gold. It's going to fuel real money transactions on third-party websites. It's going to be a pay-to-win system then at that point, because you could literally just go buy gold on a website, dump it in to your Grace and just win. You just would be able to travel faster, help your friends in PvP faster. You'd be able to do all of your things with Grace much, much faster, much easier. So I don't want it to be an open your wallet to buy Grace type deal, but we talked about that on the last episode of PaxCast. If you guys want my full thoughts on that, you can check that out, or if you'd like to talk more about it here, more than happy to go over it again with you guys. Stefan says to go from 33 to 34 blacksmithing is about 2,000 wrought iron ingots. And if you're a blacksmith, that should be your daily work. Like, if you're a blacksmith, go back in the medieval times. If you were an actual blacksmith, like, that is your profession. That is what you're doing. You're not fucking around with leather or anything else. You are literally making ingots, making weapons, spending thousands of hours crafting each sword by hand to be the best weaponsmith or armorsmith you possibly can. So I'm okay with that stuff. I think that it should be so hard that you want to just focus on one thing. I mean, alchemy consumed most of my time. I'm just now starting to get into brewing. I mean, I've been busy with a lot of other stuff too, running the whole clan and the community and role playing and all that stuff too. But NeoSpy says weather instead of Grace. You mean like they're going to add weather instead of Grace? Stefan says soft cap is there. I just don't think it is. I don't think the soft cap is there. I think that if you max out a profession, especially this is coming from my perspective of in a big clan. In a big clan, we have over 220 members. We're able to just max somebody out like really, really quickly. We can all funnel materials into them, get them maxed out, and then now they're on to the next profession. Now they can max that one. Like, you see what I mean? It would actually help smaller clans if people were required to focus in on their skills, because then they could become a master at something, and then we would maybe go to them to trade for it, you know? Maven says, I'm glad they pumped the brakes on Grace. I kind of am as well. I'm always disappointed when things get pushed back, but I'm happy when things get pushed back because they don't think that they were ready yet. So I'm happy that they bumped that, and maybe they're going to come up with some more systems like we all suggested last stream on last episode of PaxCast. Maybe they're going to come up with some more in-depth methods for us to earn the Grace. I don't know. We'll see. We got Panda in chat. Great to see you, Panda. Says, we'll sell ankle picks at Ye Old Tavern for 5 shillings. Great to see you, Panda. Panda, we got to get your one plot moved along the water a little more so we can continue the boardwalk. Lee Bob says, not true on the blacksmithing theory there. You are messing with leather and wood and all other kinds of metal. Yeah, but not to... So you're going to mess with those things maybe a tiny bit in order to do like wrappings on your handles. But saying that wrapping your handles or doing something else like that is to the same extent of someone who's focusing on leather and making entire well-detailed, super intricate leather armor or clothing or something. There's just, it's two different worlds, you know. I can dabble in something because I require that small level in order to do what I need to do, such as cutting strips or, you know, tanning leather or something like that, or cutting strips or curing it. But I'm not going to be crafting well-made, super intricate pieces of leather armor if I'm a weaponsmith in a city. I'm going to be focusing solely on, and the demand should be high enough that I'm just making weapons. I'm focusing on making the best weapons I possibly can because there's a leathersmith who is making the most intricate leather armor possible. And that would fuel the economy. That would make it to where, hey, you know, I'm an armor smith or I'm a weaponsmith. We can trade with each other, or we need to go to the blacksmith in order to maybe get, you know, some of the really high level blacksmithing things. I just think that it would really fuel the economy. Blimpy says, to be fair, I have been playing solo and just started after the new wipe. I mean, yeah, a lot of people are playing solo. But have you been forced to interact with a lot of other players? Maybe to some degree, if you're okay with interacting with players. It's just, again, it's a social interaction game. That's what their words, not mine. That's what their vision of the game is. And I think in order to reach that vision of it being a social interaction game, I think that, you know, requiring people to go and trade and things like that would not be such a bad idea. Panda says, I think he means more of you wouldn't go to a blacksmith for your beer, like you wouldn't go to a bar for a sword. Yes, exactly. That's my point, is like you can dabble in other things, and that's where that soft cap could help. I mean, they may end up just putting a hard cap on it, guys. I don't know at the end of the day. They could just say, hey, you can only get 2 professions, pick them. Everything else, nope, can't do it. I mean, would you rather have that or would you rather have a soft cap? Because personally, I'd rather have a soft cap. That's why I'm suggesting it. They could just come out and say, yeah, you're limited. Here you go. Boom. You can only have 2 professions. Like that very well could happen. The German 3D printing nerd says, I need more glass to level up. And glass is a lot more easily acquired now as well, because you can get sand. You can get sand from stone. You get sand whenever you mine nodes now. So you're getting a lot more sand. You still have to make the glass, and you still need unfathomable amounts of glass. Before the stack increase of glass, it was a chest and a half for 30 vials, 30 large vials, which was absolutely insane. Stefan says, what you're saying about becoming a master due to help of your clan is the main part of game of teamwork? I mean, yeah, definitely. We work a lot with each other. I mean, we have extreme loyalty here in the Order of the Blood Brothers. We help each other out at every turn in order to make sure that everyone has all the things that they need or want in the game. But that is big clan privilege. If you're in a smaller clan and you guys only have so many people that can focus on so many things at once, I think you should have to go to larger trade hubs in order to trade. Because like in this article, again, we haven't really gotten into the article yet because we've been talking about things, but they talk about going to big bustling trade hubs. What would be the point? Why would you go to, why would they even have a market? If you can be a master of everything, what is the point of a market? You need to have a reason to go and want to trade. If you can do everything on your own, trading's dead. The gold economy's dead. Like it doesn't matter. None of it matters then. You could just do it all yourself. Boom, you're good to go. Like just make everything you need and never talk to anybody else. Run dungeons by yourself and live in the woods. Like I'm okay with people playing more solo, but if you want to trade for something, if you're a hermit in the woods and you make potions because you pick herbs, so you have herbalism and alchemy are your main professions. You pick the herbs, you make your potions, you bring them to town because you want to buy armor and you want to buy weapons, and then you trade your potions to get some gold so you can get some grace. There's a perfect system where you're having to go to interact with people. But if you can just make your weapons in the woods because it's not that big a deal and you can make your potions and stuff and you're good to go, you just do everything all on your own, it removes a lot of the social interaction there. Panda says, reinstalling PAX was clearing games. I wasn't playing anymore and accidentally deleted its folder like a noob, but I got it going now. We can move the plot. Sounds good, Panda. No worries, man. Neo says, don't get me wrong. I think skill progression should be arduous, but limiting it could cause problems within small clans, losing a master crafter, and solo. Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you only have 2 people or 3 people or 4 people in your clan, right now you can have masters of everything in a 4-person clan, a 3-person clan. You can have masters of literally everything, not need to talk to anybody else ever. Don't need to trade. No need for trade hubs, no need for gold. Just make everything you could ever want in life. Don't you think a small clan should have to go and trade? I mean, they even talked about, and this is not my words, this is theirs, they want power and influence determined by wealth and status. That's what they said in the last episode of PaxCast when we read through their stuff. So why would you have the ability to make everything that you could possibly need without having to go and trade and fuel the economy and stuff like that to help with, people to earn their different statuses? I don't know. We can definitely have more of a conversation about it on what we think would be a good or bad system. And this is just my opinion, guys. You guys are entitled to your opinions, and make sure that you have them known here, because my opinion is my own. That's just mine. And I'm not opposed to changing that opinion if we come up with better ideas and stuff. But I just want, at the end of the day, I want to have the economy be fueled by social interactions, and I want people to have to interact with each other. I want to see people coming to town. I want to go visit people's small little villages and stuff, and I want to have a reason to trade with them. I want to have a reason to move that gold around and to fuel eventually maybe the grace system or whatever it may be that the gold is going to feed into. I want to see those things take place. That's where my ideas are stemming from. It's not stemming from a place of negativity where I'm like, I just don't want anybody to be able to craft things. I want it to fuel the social interactions, because that emergent gameplay is my favorite part of the game. Sonny says, as a solo player, I went around active plots and convinced an area to leave free public chests to facilitate trading pre-market update. It's great because now I have an output for my skilling junk. Panda says, I just want that isekai life and be reincarnated as a farmer. Faustus, great to see you. Welcome into the stream. Faustus says, I think the thought here is that all items will be relatively cheap for new players right now. Let them level up and see what they actually want to master before the wipe. I could be wrong, though. That sounds like that could be right. Who knows? They are shrouded in mystery with some of their thinkings behind some of the stuff that they put out. But you could be onto something there, Faustus. Stefan says, small clans with master crafters still have to trade because they can't do hard dungeons solo to get items and make magic items. I mean, there are exploits that do still allow people to basically solo dungeons and go in with very few people, if not 2 or 3 people. I mean, we cleared it legit with 4 people. It was difficult and we had to be very meticulous, but we also have the best gear in the game. But I do know what you're saying about those, but do we want magic items to be the only thing that's being traded? That's it? End of story? Like, you can master everything else. The only thing you need to trade for is magic? That just seems like that would make the economy more shallow than it could have been otherwise. I could be wrong, but only trading magic items, I think, would make it a little too shallow. I would love to see it where, hey, I collect herbs and I make potions. That's my 2 main things. If you need herbs for your food, or you need herbs for, maybe you want to make potions, I can sell you some herbs, or I can give you the final product of the potions. And that's what I master in. I make really crazy custom brews for people. You can place custom orders for whatever you may need. Panda says, how long you think someone sell until... Wait, hold on. How long until you think someone sells dungeon runs? Well, we kind of sell dungeon runs as it is. We just don't do it with RMT. We don't do real money transactions for it. And I guarantee you there are people who are already doing real money transactions for dungeon runs. There's people with real money transactions for things like stone and resources already. So gold will be the next thing in line, and people already do dungeon runs for real money transactions. We do it through the Black Bloods, where you can come to us and you can negotiate a price of what you think is fair, like gold bars, silver bars, whatever. In order for us to take you through a dungeon, we'll run you through the dungeon. You get all of the loot from that dungeon besides the agreed upon material that we would take from it, such as gold bars or silver bars. And so we already do that in game as it is. Neospy says I would have 7 alts, and that's the problem as well. I don't want them to limit the crafting just to then make you have alts, because again, I'm not really big on alts. I don't think that in World of Warcraft you can only have 2 professions, so you have 50 characters and you log onto them, you get those 2 professions, you have another character for those 2 professions, and you end up doing it all yourself anyways. So at that point, why not just let you do it all yourself? I don't know. Like with most things in PAX Day, there's a fine line between too much and too little. I don't know how they strike the balance between having alts and making everything yourself and forcing people to have a social interaction. But now that I've caught up on all the chat, let's actually get into the article and read some of the things that they have in store for us here. As the name suggests, Market Squares will introduce a dynamic market and gold economy system. And that's just the beginning. So here's a detailed look at what you will experience with this update. So everything that's to follow this will be in this update, according to how that just read. All of this stuff will be in that update. Markets and economy. Verse 2 will introduce gold coins. So we're going to be getting gold, and we know that gold will be coming from NPCs. You'll kill NPCs. We don't know if it's all NPCs or if it's just humanoids. You will not be able to make gold coins from gold bars yet. That was how they worded it. Their words, not mine. So maybe eventually you'll be able to make gold bars into gold coins and mint your own economy. I'm not sure. I have no idea. We talked a lot more about how the market stalls will function in the last episode of PaxCast, but if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns about that as well, make sure you let me know. But in verse 2, gold coins are going to be a thing coming tomorrow, which will serve as the universal currency for trade. You will earn gold coins as loot from NPCs, and you can use them to buy items from other players via a new type of crafter, the market stall. You'll be able to set up a bustling trade hub, explore others' markets, and utilize quick filtering to navigate them with ease. Additionally, you will have customizable trading permissions, allowing you to tailor your experience to fit your clan, your community or clan. And then they have more details here, which takes us over to the other post where they talk more in depth about these market stalls. Neospy says double experience and materials. What do you mean double experience and materials? So coming tomorrow, guys, we'll be able to get gold. And that's going to be the first gold. We're going to have to be going out and filling our coffers by killing NPCs. All the different NPCs are going to be camped. I'm wondering what we talked about this last PaxCast as well. I'm wondering how the gold is going to scale. My thought is maybe it's based on enemy level, or maybe the small camps inside of the Heartlands will have the least amount of gold, and then the medium and large camps will have more. And then once you leave the Heartlands, you'll still get even more gold because now you're in a more dangerous area. They could do something like that. Neospy says for crafting, you want them to double the experience and materials required or the amount that you get for crafting? They say important note. To ensure that you can start experimenting with the economy right away, we've decided to split this update into 2 phases. Golden market stalls will be available in December, but the Grace feature will be introduced only early next year, probably in January, but still needs to be confirmed as it requires a bit more development time. I'm happy that they're communicating this. So Rats, earlier you were talking about how you were upset that it got bumped and stuff, but this is the reason why, and I'm glad that they're articulating that to us. They want us to be able to mess around with the golden market stalls as soon as possible, and that's the feature that they feel is most polished and is ready for us to test. But the Grace feature, they think needs more time in the oven, which I'd rather it, cook it a little more, get it to where we need to be, and then get it in our hands. Some things I'm okay with getting it into our hands early, like being able to sit and stuff, but a big system like this Grace is going to be probably one of the most important systems in the game. It's going to be touched upon by a lot of stuff. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys think that Grace is going to be as important as they're saying? Do you think Grace should be purchasable with gold? How do you think Grace is going to change the world around us? And are you okay with them having bumped grace from this part of the update? Or would you rather it have been, would you rather it have been included in this phase just to get it in our hands, even though it may have not been in the best stage? Or are you okay with them having bumped it? Let me know what you guys think about all those things in chat. I want to hear from you because these are important. This is important stuff. I'm super happy. Thank you, Mainframe, for putting out these patch notes. Well, that's not really patch notes, but putting out this update before the update actually came out. And thank you for putting it on the website. I really do appreciate that. Sonny says, what grace, what speed, Mordhau player. We have our first image here. Let me pull this up. This is an image of the market stalls. We've seen images of these market stalls pretty extensively, but here you can see it in an environment like it's on someone's, patio here out front. It looks like there's a door behind it, but you can see helmets. I think these are just generic right now. This is a generic trade stall. We know that we'll eventually be getting customized. I don't know if they're going to be customizable, but we know that they're going to be different styles. So the market itself will be customizable. You can make like an alchemy one where you can only sell alchemy stuff. There's going to be ones that are specific to selling certain things. But here's another sneak peek as to what these market stalls are actually going to look like. It'd be cool in the future if we could like customize the colors of them up on top, make them out of different types of wood. I'd love to see that level of detail added into the game. Blimpy says, I would always rather wait for things to be ready for consumption. That said, it is early access, so I expect things like Grace to be iterated upon anyways. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, this is just going to be their first iteration of all these things. They're going to refine it as we give feedback, and that's why I always tell people, it is of the utmost importance that you put in those reports in-game and that you make your voices heard here and over on the official PAX Day Discord as well. Make sure you're letting them know your thoughts about these things and give them feedback, because that's the only way that they know to fix it or to grow is by us letting them know. But I'm okay with the Grace being bumped. I think that if it's going to be in a better state when it does come out, and maybe it's not going to be purchasable or it's not going to be as tied to the gold and not be as influenceable by real money transactions, I think that would be great, because that gold is going to show up on these RMT sites literally day one. Literally day one, there's going to be gold on these sites. People are going to be selling gold for just ridiculous amounts of real life money, and it's going to be just really, really skewed. I think if it's just purchasing items, it'd be okay, but the Grace system, that's where it really started to cause issues with me. John says, oh no, sister called to rattle on about holiday plans. I missed everything. So big patch on the 13th. Well, tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow, 3 a.m. Central Standard Time. We'll have to start from the beginning later. You didn't miss too much yet. We're basically just getting into going through the article here. But that's our first image here on their page. Billy Bob's, great to see you, Billy Bob's. Welcome in. Also, anybody who has an application in on the website, make sure you check back. If it's marked pending and you have a reply and you're still looking to get into the clan, make sure that you check back on that and get in touch with us over on Discord so you can get vetted and get into the clan. Our market's going to be linked together at some point, or will we have to go to each market to look for things? So they talked about, we went over this a lot in the past episode of PaxCast, but they talked about having being able to browse the stalls globally at some point, which I'm not really a fan of, and that's just my personal opinion. I think the beauty of the world is having to traverse. Now, I know we don't have mounts yet, so it'll be less of a hindrance once you have mounts and wagons and things to be able to get around a little bit better. But for the first iteration, you're going to have to go to the stall. You're going to have to actually go to the stall to see what they have for sale there. But you can use third-party things such as Discord. We have a section on our Discord for the bounty board. That's where we do trades and stuff like that. So if you're looking for something, you could probably communicate with people by Raven or Owl, so to speak, or Pigeon, to let them know if you have what they might need, and then they can come and browse your stalls and stuff. But this is gonna be really great for the Moonlit Market, an event that we're gonna start picking up again once this comes in tomorrow. The Moonlit Market, traveling merchants. There's gonna be a lot of really cool emergent gameplay that's gonna happen from this. Billy Bob says, yeah, I think they should be connected per area. See, I don't know. I'm on the fence about it, because I respect your opinion, but I'm on the fence about it because on one hand, that's a huge quality of life. But on the other hand, why would you go to anybody's cities? You could build an awesome big city and put all kinds of stuff in it, and the only people who are going to show up are the people who know that they want to buy something from there. I think it'd be better if people had to show up and then browse. You'd have people actually browsing your stalls then and make your city alive. It would make trade hubs a lot more influential and a lot more active if people had to go to actually browse. That's just my opinion. I know it would be a huge quality of life, but I don't know how they would make that make sense. How do you actually see what someone has for sale on the other side of a zone? I don't know. That's just my take on it, though. But I appreciate your opinion, though, as well, Billy Bob. Thanks for popping in chat, man. He says, interesting thought. Thanks. Yeah, absolutely. My whole thing is I play in an RP server, though, so you got to keep that in mind. All of my opinions are coming from a role play standpoint. And I would love to see all kinds of people coming to Bloodhaven, our big welcoming city, in order to do trade. And we can have a centralized trade hub where people would go browse all the things that our clan has to offer. And, there you go. Browse away, purchase stuff, ask the stall people running the stalls if they have anything else maybe in the back, like people always love to do in stores. Grimmel says, browsing globally works for me if you have to travel to the stall to make the purchase. Yeah, and that would be a quality of life thing. I mean, I don't know how they would make it make sense from a roleplay standpoint. Like, how do I know what's at that stall? But that's just a small grievance of mine. I would not be opposed to it. I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, they're going to do what they're going to do with it, but I don't think that would be the end of the world. I just am coming from a roleplay standpoint of, I think it'd be cool if, hey, you want to see what the Blood Brothers have to offer? Let's go to their town. Let's go head down to Bloodhaven, make a day trip out of it. We'll go down to Bloodhaven, bring a couple people, and we'll just go browse. It's like when you go to the outlet stores or you go to the mall or something. It's nice to be able to purchase thing on Amazon because it's convenient, but there's something nice about physically going to the place and browsing and looking at something and holding it in your hand, trying it on to see if it's going to fit you. Maven says, yeah, Moonlit Market with a heart. Absolutely. John says, selling ashtrays and wax lips. Billy Bob says, I already read that one. Interesting thought. Thanks. Neospy, I believe they talked about moving to province at one point in the previous comment. Yeah, I think they did talk about making it province-wide. We talked about that on the previous episode of PaxCast. We don't know if they're going to go through with that or not. It would be a quality of life thing for sure, though, for a lot of people. So I'm not really opposed to it. I think it'd be interesting, nevertheless. I'm just happy that we're getting the economy and the market stuff so we could start messing around with it, because this is going to ultimately be probably one of the biggest things that's going to need balancing is going to be the economy. Billy Bob says, so spots around Petra Day will be the best. Probably. But then again, the people who are spawning into the Petra Day, I think that teleporting and spawning in, going to your homestone, I think that's going to change in the future. That's just my thoughts. I don't think the Petra Day is going to be the only place that you can call home to. I think that's just how it is right now. Again, I could be wrong on that, but new players who are spawning in, they may see your stalls, but they don't have any gold. So I don't know. By the Petra Day can get a little messy sometimes. I'm not super keen on being at the Petra Day because we have a big city where people are going to want to come visit it anyways for roleplay and all kinds of stuff. So I'm not like required to be at the Petra Day. Neospy says, with province-wide connections, at least traveling bands could place a plot in the area. New languages. The next part here, new languages, French and German. We will bring PAX Day to the French and German communities, allowing you to play the game in your own language. As you know, localization can be a meticulous process, and while we work hard to ensure accuracy, some phrases might not feel quite right at first. We will welcome your feedback and are ready to brainstorm and refine terms with you in the dedicated feedback thread that will open on December 13th on Discord. So anybody who is German or French, please help them to make these phrases make the most sense in your native dialect. They're going to be opening that up tomorrow on the 13th with this patch. So get your dictionaries and brains ready to help them with that. And we have an image for this. Let's pull it up. That's not the right image. Where's the localization? Hold on. There it is. There's localization. So you can see it's basically one item there and it's just translated over to French and German. Athena says, I think the new glass and vial thing in alchemy is erroneous, really difficult. I mean, they made it easier to obtain glass, But yes, you do need vials in order to actually produce those things. And I think that, Athena, my main solution to that is make the vials reusable. Give them a durability. You can reuse them a certain amount of times, and then maybe you could reuse the broken shards of the glass bottles after they've exceeded their lifetime in order to put towards making another bottle in the future. Because even if you break a glass bottle, sorry, I had to get some water there. If you break a glass bottle, you could technically remelt that and make another glass bottle out of it. So I think that obviously they need to have sinks for these things. So maybe you can only use it so many times and then the glass vial will break. I would be okay with that. Even if they don't let you recycle them, at least then they have multiple uses, and then you can open your apothecary and have it almost on tap. Hey, health potions on tap, refill your own bottles at discounted price. Bring BYO glass, bring your own glass. I think there's a couple ways that they could alleviate that. But yeah, the glass is just ridiculous. And this is coming from a standpoint of, I think things should be insanely hard to get up, but to level up. But I can't actually even make those glass bottles because that's made by a blacksmith. So I will trade with blacksmiths right now in order to get those glass bottles. But the sheer number that you need is just insane. I mean, a chest and a half full of glass to make 30 glass vials, it seems a little crazy. But I don't know. We'll see how it evolves. But I definitely think it's a little bit crazy right now. I think they should let you reuse your bottles. Billy Bob says, agreed, Athena, but definitely makes alchemy harder and more important. Yes, and that's my point. That's why I don't want to see it become too easy. I definitely don't want to see it become too easy to do. But I do think that it really doesn't make sense that when I drink a potion, I just smash the bottle on the ground or I eat the glass or something. It's just a little strange. John says, all your base be mine. Neo Spy says, imagine, too, the broken glass on the floor in the dungeons, throwing it on the ground. Yeah, there would be glass everywhere. I mean, you wouldn't be able to get into a dungeon without stepping on glass. All right, so there's the localization. Combat adjustments. This is a big one. The combat got a huge overhaul with the Proving Grounds update. I have been super happy with the combat. It has felt great. Has it been perfect? Not really. I mean, there's always room for improvement. They can always improve upon things and refine them. We've given a bunch of feedback on how it could be refined and improved in the past. This is what they say about their combat adjustments. In Market Square, we'll be making some adjustments. That's the name of the update, Market Square. We'll be making some adjustments to combat. For example, we'll be adjusting weapon balance. Mace and spear damage will be reduced. I think this was a long time coming, guys. I think they're talking about two-handed maces. The crackling mace just does too much damage. It really does. It's my go-to weapon. It's the only weapon I use, and I don't want it to be the only weapon that people want to use. There needs to be a reason and a specialty for each of the other weapons. But the crackling mace is still going to be really good, I think, depending on what they reduce it by. I wish they gave us a percentage here or something like that, saying we've reduced its damage by 15%, 10%. If they cut it in half, I think the crackling mace is not going to be usable anymore, but we'll see. We don't actually know what the damage reductions are going to be, but the mace and the spears are going to have their damage reduced, whereas sword damage will be increased. And the axe's special attack, so one-handed axes aren't in the game anymore, but the two-handed axe special attack is now going to apply a 20% armor reduction effect. Is this going to apply for PvP? Is this going to apply for PvE? I don't really know, but if it is for PvE and enemies do have an arbitrary defense armor number, this is gonna be like Sunder armor. 20% armor reduction effect is gonna be awesome. Really, really cool to see. And again, all this stuff is coming tomorrow. This is all coming with the Market Square update, guys. This is going to be a big reason to bring at least a couple people who use two-handed axes into dungeon runs with you now, because then you can rotate, depending on how long that armor reduction, does it stack? If this armor reduction stacks, bringing many axe people is going to be huge. If it doesn't stack, bringing at least a couple so you can rotate and cycle that debuff. How long does that debuff last? Is it indefinite? Is it for, 5-10 seconds? So we need to cycle it until the units die? We don't know, but we're going to find out with you guys tomorrow. We're going to be doing a lot of dungeons to test out these new combat and collect gold. I'm really excited. This is going to be big for the game, guys. Athena says, it makes leveling alchemy impossible. So you have a monopoly, my lord? So you now have a monopoly? I don't think it's impossible. I mean, once this economy comes in, though, let's just say you could trade for vials, right? If you have gold, the price of a vial is not going to be that expensive. It's mainly just time. The getting of the resources is the easy part. It's basically the time and the skill to cook it. So if you could buy the vials, you come to town, Athena, and you purchase some vials you need. Now you can get your skill up, and then you sell your potions to make more gold, or you do something to make gold. You go fight to get gold or something. I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily impossible, but it's definitely difficult. I see what you're saying. John says, we'll guess 40 in bastard swords will be good finally, and in axes as well, the two-handed axes as well. I might switch from spear to sword, methinks. I really like swords. I'm excited to try out the two-handed axes and mess around with my swords a bit more. Sword and shield, sword and board is a lot of fun. It's kind of my go. Well, normally my go-to is an axe, a one-handed axe, and a shield. Let's see. So 20% armor reduction. We will also adjust stamina costs for PvE blocking and introduce a new restrictions to the unstuck feature. So stamina adjustments to PvE blocking. Does that mean when you block, it's going to take more stamina? Maybe just blocking in general will take stamina. Who knows? But I'm excited to see these combat changes. They're moving in the right direction with a lot of this stuff, in my opinion, guys. And the new features that they're going to be introducing, restrictions on the unstuck feature, I think is going to be very important as well, because right now there's a lot of exploits and things you can do with the unstuck feature. It's going to require you to have full stamina and not be in combat. So you cannot use your unstuck feature in combat starting tomorrow. Additionally, we will improve targeting logic for melee combat to prioritize nearby enemies. Yes, that was one of the big concerns of mine as well, was when I was chopping down a tree and a boar ran over, you'd go to hit him and it would just keep chopping down the tree, and you had to run away from the it could get you killed. It literally could. If you didn't know what was going on, you could struggle with it really bad. So now it's going to prioritize enemies as opposed to trees and stuff like that. Forward movement and the area effects of certain attacks will be slightly reduced. I still would like to see them make it to where if you're holding S and you attack, you won't step forward. I know that they're using it as a soft feature, a soft fix to alleviate people standing on dungeon walls. You can right now glitch up onto dungeon walls like you could a while ago, and you can stand up there, and with the new attack down feature, you can just stab bosses in the face that are down below you, and then you could just collect their loot without ever being hit. I think they need to implement some form of evade for the creatures and monsters. That way, if they can't hit you, you can't hit them, and they just take no damage. That would be really nice to see. But they talk about reducing the forward momentum. That forward momentum is probably partially there to help you hit your target and partially there to stop people from standing on walls like that and attacking down. So if you could hold S, they'd have to make sure that you couldn't get up on walls. But I think that it would be nice to have the authority over, hey, I'm standing on the side of a cliff fighting something. I don't want to accidentally take a step off. Let me hold S to not fall off. Maybe you could attack in the direction that you're, using Wasad or something while it being locked on. Or you'd step in that direction, I mean. There's a lot of different ways they could do it, but this is going to be interesting to see. So they're just reducing that ever so slightly. And then finally, we will fix some issues such as spell cooldown interactions. Hopefully it fixes that spell bar where it shows that you're casting a spell over and over again, but you're really not. Athena says, indeed, I have a bastard sword, Sir John. Too bad that the Zweihander's gone. Man, that thing was pretty cool, huh? Hopefully we get that back at some point. Neospy says, speaking of dungeons, we need more late night West Coast players for weekend or weeknight dungeon runs. We're going to start doing, I know there's a lot of people, I think the vast majority of people don't fall into that category, Neo. And the vast majority of people want normal time dungeon runs, but it's great to see that you guys are able to run those dungeon runs in that time zone. I'm going to be starting up some more dungeon runs starting tomorrow in order to get some more gold for us so we can start fueling this economy. And we need to get some magic items for some people through the economy as well. Through the bounty board, through the Black Bloods. Maven says, yeah, I have never flown off a cliff fighting at all. Haha, I definitely have. Billy Bob says, I want in. You want in on what? The dungeon runs and stuff? Billy Bob, let me check something really quick. Hold on. I think you have an application in, don't you, Billy Bob's? Did you get fully approved yet, or is it pending? We got to get you in. Anybody who has a pending application to join the Order of the Blood Brothers, make sure you check back if it's marked pending. Get in touch with us on Discord. We'll get that taken care of. We'll get you vetted. Huge shout out to Maven. Maven's been vetting most people who've been coming in. Maven has just been a massive help. So thank you so much, Maven. Billy Bob's, yeah, you haven't gotten fully approved yet, right? So make sure, it's pending. Okay, so make sure you get in touch with Maven over on Discord, and we'll go through the onboarding process. Maven will take you through all the steps of joining. She'll teach you everything about what our clan has to offer. We'll make sure that the blood oath is for you and that you understand the implications of that. And she goes over everything that our clan has to offer with you, everything that we're all about, and make sure that you still want to join before taking that plunge, because we have a blood list. Blood list is for traitors, and it's also for anybody who breaks their oath and stuff. So make sure that you go over all that stuff with her, and we'll get you into the clan, buddy. Maven says he has a couple of ravens. Yeah, we've been sending Raven, Billy Bob. I'm looking forward to those combat adjustments. Let me know what you guys think about those the combat balances. How do you feel about the Mason Spear damage being reduced and the sword damage being increased? What do you think about the new special ability for 20% armor reduction? I'm really excited to test all of those things, but I want to hear from you guys as well. If this is your first time here, don't be shy. I want to hear from you. I want to know what you guys think about this. Combat is a big part of the game, and like you saw with Utegrul that I played yesterday, if combat is bad and combat's not there in a good way, it can really make the game fall short. So let me know what you guys think about those. Oh, Maven, yes. Billy Bob, you also have a very high priority Raven message. Make sure you check all correspondence and you get in touch with Maven. There's something important that we need to tell you as well. Billy Bob says, do we all need to have 4090s now? Each patch seems more intense on graphics cards. I don't know what's going on. The graphics the performance has dropped substantially. So it's not just me. It has gone way down. I used to get 144 frames. And with the start of this new patch, before anyone even started building, my frames were cut in half and they've only gone down. I mean, sometimes I'm only getting 20 frames now. It is abysmal. And I have a pretty good computer. So it's kind of crazy to see. Neospy's laughing. He says frame rates heading north are bad. Winter is coming. We need carts, Charlie says. Charlie, yes. How's it going? Welcome into the stream. I would love to see carts. The devs have teased that a little bit. They've talked a little bit about that in the past, and we've gone over that extensively with Theorycraft. We do a lot of Theorycraft here on the channel. I love Theorycrafting with you guys. You guys have some really, really great ideas, but I'd love to see carts. Imagine being like a traveling merchant where you're just going from town to town. You have your cart. Or if you're transporting goods, and then bandits can try jumping those wagons and things like that. I think it'd be really, really cool. But in order to have carts, I think in order to have carts, we would need to have like pack mules or something to pull them, right? So maybe those two things will come close to each other. Who knows? But I like where your mind's at, Charlie. Also, thanks for hopping in, chat, man. It's really great to hear from you. John says, I thought the game you were playing yesterday, except I am the avatar in my own game and need closed captioning. Oh, yeah, I wish that they just dubbed it into English or something. I think that would have been huge quality of life, but it looked like it was going to be a good game, but the combat was just too bad, guys. If they can fix that combat, I'll give it another look and give it another review. That was just my first look based on Utegrul's first release here. They told everybody that they're really wanting feedback, so I gave them my feedback. That combat, if they don't fix that combat, it's a no-go for me. Billy Bob says, Athena 3090 here. So yeah, rough. Yeah, I have a 6900 XT with a 5950X processor. So I have a pretty beefy computer and my frames are abysmal. So something is going on with performance definitely in the game. They need to definitely make it more accessible to players and people with less beefy computers. Ryan, how's it going? Ryan Powell, welcome into the stream, buddy. Also, huge shout out to all of my channel members. Thank you guys for all the support. You guys have been, speaking of, Maven coming in with the 2nd out of 10 super chats for the stream. She says, visit the Stag and Willow Inn before your next dungeon. Ask about our high health and stamina specials with either Fadril and Moon located in Bloodhaven. Guys, stop by Bloodhaven before your next dungeon run. Stop by the Stag and Willow Inn and check it out before your next dungeon run. Thanks, Maven, for that super chat. 2 out of 10 super chats. Guys, I just want to do a shout out to all of my channel members. Thank you guys for all the support. Thank you for everyone who supports the channel and supports my ability to bring you guys unbiased. I mean, everyone has their own biases, but I'm not a shill for the game. I'm not bought and paid for. I'll never be bought and paid for. I'll always bring you guys the news and information on my own opinion on that stuff and have a platform for us to talk about it. Here on PaxCast, you got to have integrity in everything you do, and that's what I strive to do here. So thank you for all the support and allowing me to be able to bring the information to everybody unbiased. Would not be possible without my supporters. If you guys would like to become a channel member, you can click that join button down below. It directly supports the channel, lets me know that you appreciate my work enough to want to help support it, but it is not required by any means. You guys who are channel members have gone above and beyond, so thank you guys so much for all the support. I really do appreciate it. Anybody who was gifted channel memberships, there was a ton of gifted channel memberships that went out. If you choose to keep that gifted channel membership and roll it over, your little star will upgrade and your perks will carry over, and then you will go into the credits, and you'll also be able to link your Discord to your YouTube, or rather your YouTube to your Discord, and you'll get perks over on the Cheeky Buggers United Community Discord server. We're still working on getting some merch made, but I'll be opening up a merch store and stuff for Blood Brothers artifacts and things like that coming up hopefully soon. I need to get a marketplace, an online marketplace for all that stuff, but it will be coming hopefully soon. I know I've been saying that for a very long time. Even before PAX Day, I've been trying to get merch, but I've been so busy. But thank you all for the support. I really do appreciate it. Let's get on to our next category here. John says, happy birthday, Void. It's not my birthday. Every day it's everybody's birthday. It's a running joke here on the channel, guys. Brisket and birthdays. You guys are awesome. I love you guys so much. John, thank you for the super chat. Maven says, take a moment to hit the thumbs up if you haven't yet too. Happy birthday, Void. Oh man, you guys are crazy. I love it. Absolutely love it. You know, it's funny. When I first started Cheeky Buggers United many years ago, I never thought that it would turn into such a great community, and you guys have just made it one of the best places to come and hang out. I could not be happier with the community, could not be happier with my viewers and fans. You guys are the best. You guys make this place so enjoyable to be. It's such a contrast to some other places on the internet. There could be a lot of toxicity out there, but here at the Cheeky Buggers United and here on Inner Sleuths here on YouTube is just a really great place to come and hang out. Love hanging out with you guys. Joshua Metz says, don't forget the werewolf cheese. Maven goes, yes, werewolf cheese. Neospy says, wait, I thought they were werewolves. You guys are ridiculous. I love it. World enhancements. We'll be making visual improvements to enhance resource visibility and quality, and hopefully making the game run a little better and not just improving visuals. It looks beautiful already. Now we just need some more performance, right? I think optimizations will come with time, but they're going to be improving some visuals here. For example, the size of skull caps. Hey, I'm not going to argue with that. Skull caps are so freaking hard to see. They blend, not only do they blend in, they're also tiny. So having them be increased, as long as they don't look goofy, I'm all for that. Being able to find skull caps a little bit easier. And models and icons for reeds, oats, wheat, and barley will be updated. Okay, well, we'll get to check those out and see what those are going to look like. Petra Day visual appearance will be significantly improved. The Petra Day, interesting. Are they talking about the actual stone? Or are they talking about the animation of going to the Petra Day? I want to say they're talking about the stone since it says world enhancements and not like animation improvements. So they're changing the way that the stones are going to look. Interesting. And missing or outdated resource icons will also be added or refreshed for a more seamless experience. Now, I'm going to be honest. Sometimes they introduce new icons and it makes it harder to tell what things are because they all look same. Hopefully these icons, they can get them to look unique enough while getting the aesthetic that they're trying to strive for. And hopefully they don't all end up looking same. Maven says, we need the devs to clarify werewolves or werewolves. Oh, man. It's going to be raining werewolves, then you guys can milk them and make werewolf cheese. That's what's going to happen, right? I think that was confirmed. Guys, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You're a new I am a unique icon, Neospy? Hey, I don't know if that's an insult or a compliment. I'll take it as a compliment. Character customizations. Werewolves, John says. I really am looking forward to the day when we get the ability to customize our character's hair and stuff in-game. I don't think you should be able to change your character's sex or their face. Maybe you could change their body style. I don't know. That'd be a little bit far-fetched. But changing their hair would be, and other aesthetics like that would be really, really cool to be able to do in-game at like a barber or something like that. You can go and get a haircut. Your beard grows out. You got to go get a clean cut shave or something like that. I don't know. They're trying to not add a lot of mundane things in, such as needing to eat or sleep or use the bathroom and things like that. They're trying to make it a little more, shall we say, realistic without being, a hindrance is kind of what it would feel like they're going for. So I would like to be able to see a mirror or a barber or something to be able to change your hairstyle. Maven, thank you for the 4th out of the 10 super chats for this goal. She says, I would love snowball fights for Christmas. How freaking cool would that be? Now, I don't think we're going to get that. I'm just going to be honest. I don't think so. I think they need to flesh out the snow biomes as a whole and maybe bring weather in, and then maybe we'll see. Maybe next Christmas we'll get to see snowball fights or something. I would be all on board for that. I mean, mainframe, I don't know if that's something you could do, but there's been a big portion of my community who would like to just have fun and a little goofy thing in game and go throw snowballs at each other. Let us have snowball fights. It'd be pretty cool. Neospy says, I love that they picked Uncle Doug as the example. The comb over. John says, sorry, that guy all looks the same. I would not create a character with a comb over. Maven says, yes, Moon wants to be able to braid her hair a different way. Neospy says, yeah, the eyes are stuck on the hair for sure. Athena says, beards and mustaches. I want to change my hair around. Sexist. Well, I think it's just the example. They're showing the beards and mustaches. I would like to see a way where we could change our hairstyles and our facial hairs in game, because this thing that I'm about to read, it doesn't even really apply to us, I don't think. Our characters are already made. We're not going to be able to actually change. We're not going to be able to actually change the way that our characters look because they're already made, unless they implement a way for us to actually go about doing that. Billy Bob, thank you for the super. Did they fix the green apple icon yet? I want to say they did. Did they not? Was that not in the last patch notes, I thought? I could be wrong. I thought they did. I'll have to double check on that. I'm not too sure. If somebody in chat knows, was the green apple icon fixed yet? As of last night, green apples were still working janky for me. So maybe they haven't then. I thought I read something about that, though. I could be wrong. But Billy Bob, thank you so much for that super chat. We're at 5 out of 10 towards our super chat goal now, guys. Thank you so much. Darn, it's so weird, Billy Bob says. I think things like that. I mean, look at what they did with the red cabbage, how they fixed that, and it looks, it's pretty decent now. I think they'll eventually get to it. I would not expect it to stay that way. So I don't think it's on the high. I don't think it's high on their priority list. But nevertheless, hopefully we do get all those things sorted out eventually. Jean says, you could be able to start a beauty salon. Lord knows all these characters need a makeover. See, I think I would love that. I would love that to be a thing in game. Imagine the social interactions and stuff that would bring. That would be really, really cool. But they go on to say that character customization will receive some nice updates. You'll be able to choose your beard and mustache options separately. And I think that's why, Athena, they brought up beard and mustache, because right now, male characters, their beard and mustache is tied together. So now you don't have to just have a beard with a mustache. you can actually choose, do I want just the beard or just the mustache? I mean, I'm not sure what the equivalent would be for our female counterparts, but if we could change our hair along with being able to choose different mustaches and beards, that would mean that females would be able to choose their hair style and change their hairstyles as well. Let's see here. Neospy says, I've had green apples that look like either a cracked locket or a question mark or just simply disappear when dropping them. Yeah, so I think they're actually working on that in the background. We've noticed a lot of things, guys, that have been kind of soft snuck into the game, so to speak. So weather, I think weather is very close. I think they're trying to get it looking right and they're trying to implement it right, but we will hear rain and thunder in game, but we see nothing. It'll look like it's raining on the textures of certain items, but you don't see the raindrops. So I think weather is being worked on in the background. There's a lot of things like that are being snuck in and are being tested in real time. You just have to be in the world at the right place at the right time to experience it and to see it happening right before your eyes. We will also make additional tweaks such as improvements to the cape clipping. I'm super happy about that. Adjustments to metallic brightness and shaders. Really happy about that as well. And better texture consistency for leather armor. Normal maps and body shape logic will be refined to provide a more polished experience overall. I think all of these are great minor adjustments. I don't think they're anything too big or anything too game breaking, but it's really great to see that they're not overlooking certain things like the small details of cape clipping. I mean, that drives me nuts when things clip through. So I'm really happy that if they're looking at cape clipping, then they're probably looking at other forms of clipping as well. John says, short beard with a comb over. Maven, the thunder threw me for a loop. I was so excited. Yeah, and that was confirmed by 2 different people in the clan, guys. There was one in Bloodhaven and one was out and about. They both heard thunder in the same zone, but they were in different they were far apart from each other. So it was confirmed to have heard thunder and other weathers and stuff like that. I've yet to be able to capture it on stream, or on recording or anything like that, just because it's so random. But I'm trying to capture some of those things so I can show you guys a lot of the little secrets that we're finding. Let me know what you guys would like to see in terms of other customizations for your characters. That way we can let the devs know things that we would like to see implemented. Are you on board with me? Would you like to see a mirror like they have in some games like Divinity Original Sin, where you can change your character on the fly by going to the mirror and then shave your beard or something? Would you like to see a barber implemented, or a salon or something like that where you can go and maybe there's a profession behind it? I think there's room for more professions in the game. I'd like to see glass blowing. I'd like to see pottery. Well, I guess we already have pottery, but I'd like to see glass blowing, maybe barber. I'd like to see herbalism and things like that come back. Let me know what you guys think about the cosmetics and about, maybe getting some professions behind them as well. Let me know what you guys think. I'm really curious to hear what you think they could do in the future. Neospy says, clipping fixes scream Unreal Engine 5.4. It is the game, is in the game and or a way to be implemented. Oh, you think that 5.4 might be coming pretty soon? Steven says, yep, 100%. Maven says, foraging is an actual skill. Yeah, but I think they removed it, did they not? I'd like to see it actually implemented. Steven says, I want clan cloaks and clan shields. Yes, and clan banners as well. I'd love to see being able to put your colors on banners of all different types. Freestanding banners that are on like pikes. I'd like to see ones that could hang on your walls. I would love to see all types of heraldry. I think banners would be really, really awesome. Great idea there, Steven. I'm in agreement with you 100%. Great to hear from you as well. Welcome into the stream, buddy. I think they could do a lot with cosmetics of our characters. I think having authority over your character's cosmetics and how they look really can help connect you to the world around you and make your character your own. I think it's very important for people to feel comfortable in the skin of their character. So the more customization options, the better. Ryan says, there's definitely some room for more crafts and skills, both foundational like skinning that augments other skills. Oh, you mean almost like secondaries, and discrete, more like crafting skills if they want diversity of skills. Yeah, like almost like secondary skills in World of Warcraft, where you can pick up like, these are all secondaries. Like everybody can be a fisherman. That doesn't go towards your overall skill cap or whatever it may be. Everybody can be a fisherman. You could get better and better at fishing by fishing. Hell yes, please give me fishing. They've talked about fishing before also. We know that will be a thing. Athena says, I get it. Beards and mustaches is during character creation, not in game. Yeah, exactly. And that's what they were talking about there. Fizzy Gaming, great to see you. Welcome into the stream. It says, be able to dissolve items while leveling crafting system. Do you mean dissolve as in salvage? Because they have talked about item salvaging. We do know that salvaging will be a thing at some point. I'm looking forward to it because then you could like melt down your spears back into metal bars and rework them again. And maybe you only get a portion of it back. Maybe it takes, more charcoal that you got to dump back into it to remelt it back into an ingot or something. But I think that would go a long way to really help out with the salvaging and stuff. Kai Lupus, great to see you. Welcome into the stream. Hope you are doing great. Welcome in. She says the recycle / salvage the items. Yes. Yeah. I would love to see that. That's really going to go a huge way for the economy as well. Cause right now the economy is going to be flooded with all kinds of just useless shit, right? Like nobody wants 10,000 spears. They're still going to be dumped. There's still going to be free chests and all that stuff. But if you could remelt that down in order to get your skill level up, maybe you even get skill in smelting or something like that. Make it like a sub skill. I don't know. There's so many different ways they could go about doing it, but I'm really looking forward to see what they do in the future with that. Maven says fishing with werewolves confirmed. Fizzy Gaming says, yes, have so much junk trying to level skills. Exactly. Yeah. Let us melt that stuff back down. I think they're working on it, guys. They heard us loud and clear a while ago. We've been wanting this for a long time now, and they have already talked about it at one point. So I think it's just a matter of time before we actually get it in game. And then we'll get to see what type of mechanic system they went with. I think the more in-depth the crafting can get, the better, as long as it's intuitive. So hopefully they let us remelt down our old stuff into ingots, and then you could reuse those ingots, and it's not just like salvage, you get scrap. I mean, that'd be fine too. If you go to a salvaging table, you can salvage stuff, and maybe based on how good your salvaging skill is, you could get more material back. So if you salvage a spear, and your salvaging skill is low, maybe you get like a couple nuggets of metal or something because you messed it up when you were trying to rip it apart. Or if your salvaging skill is really, really high, you could get more of the material back. That could make a profession for people to get really good at salvaging stuff. I don't know. There's so many different ways they could go about it, but I think and no matter which way they implement it, at least being able to salvage it in the game will help. It will help. John says 17 decorated chests full of meat chunks. Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. I have so many chests. Well, I run the guild bank for our clan, the clan bank, and it is just insane the amount of things that we will get coming through there, like meat chunks, because it's just a byproduct, right? So let's bring up, there you go. I mean, it's just a little bit bigger of an image, but I did want to make sure I took the time to bring it big screen for you guys so you can just see the different beard and mustache combinations there. What's this next image? Okay, that's the one we're going to be talking about next. Crafting adjustments. That brings us into crafting adjustments. Well, first, Fizzy Gaming says, need to hook up with you sometime in WoW to get the charter done. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I haven't been able to be on Classic WoW. I mean, my time is very limited because I have to spend so much time working on videos and stuff and managing the clan and all that. So I haven't been able to be in Classic WoW as much as I'd like, but we definitely need to get the charter finished over there. I'm almost level 30, I believe, over in Classic WoW. So for anybody who's wanting to play some more Classic WoW with us, we're going to be doing some more PvP and stuff over there eventually as well. But there's going to be a bunch of PAX Day now that we're getting this economy and the gold. We're going to be getting gold from running dungeons and stuff. It's going to be a nice resurgence, and it'll be interesting to see as well, because let's go over here. Let's refresh this. 897 peak players, so it's come way, way down. 869 players right now. It's a far cry from what it was even just, let's go back a couple days here. You can see we were peaking at like 1,200, 1,600 at times. Back over here, 1,600. Let's go back a little further. Here's where the patch came out. We went up to 3,000, and then we went down to 2,000, to like 1900, 1600, 1600. So we had a good run right there. And then now we were consistently at like 1000 or 1200. But now we have gotten down to you can see the drop off right here again. Now we're down to the 800s. It's to be expected, guys. It happens with games, especially in early access. It happens with patch cycles. That's just the way it goes. But hopefully this causes another resurgence. We'll be checking back and reporting on that with you guys to let you know exactly what the numbers are looking like. Fizzy Gaming says, same here. Time is limited, busy life. Absolutely, man. I mean, we're all mature adults here, right? Well, some of us not as mature as others. But we all are mature adults here. So we have we got our responsibilities that we got to take care of. EOTB, really great to see you. Welcome into the stream. EOTB says the word werewolf comes from the Old English word werewolf, which is the combination of the word were, meaning man, and wolf, meaning wolf. Old English around the year 1000 in laws of the king Canute. Maven's scoffing at me. Mature is overrated, she says. Neospy says, this is why I don't sleep. Yes, this is what fuels my insomnia, guys. I'm trying to get the website up to date for you guys, managing the clan, managing the community, keeping up with RP, keeping up with in-game stuff. It's a lot to manage, and that is what fuels my insomnia right there. Ryan says 100%. It's a trap. Don't grow up. Crafting adjustments. That brings us to the next category here. They say, to ensure a smoother gameplay experience, we will be adjusting the skinning level to guarantee proper experience gain. Additionally, we'll be streamlining recipe names and inventory interactions for clarity and usability. We will also fix some issues such as inventory stacking prompts. I like to unpack things as we go through them. Skinning skill to guarantee proper XP. What does that even mean? Because right now you get 100 XP. Does that mean we're going to be getting more for skinning bigger animals or harder animals? Maybe, potentially. I'm not too sure. Additionally, streamlining recipe names. So some things are going to be renamed, guys. So make sure you're paying attention. Some things are going to have their names changed, and you may not understand what they are at first because we're so used to what things are right now that when they change things, it can be a little confusing. So just bear that in mind. You may not have lost access to something crafting-wise because they said that they're not going to be removing crafting recipes anymore during this next early access phase because they don't want people to get confused as the skill increases. So if you had access to something, you will keep access to that something. But the recipe names may throw you off and it may seem like you've lost access to something. And inventory interactions for clarity and usability. So they're going to be changing some stuff there as well. We will also fix some issues such as inventory stacking prompts, item drops during inventory transfers. I have not experienced that. And map focus problems. What does that mean? Map focus. Oh, you know what this could mean? This could mean when you're zooming in and out on the map, it kind of changes where people's nodes and where your markers and stuff are. And it's a bug. When you scroll in and out on the map, you'll see like someone's marker of where they are, and it'll stay in the same spot in coordination of your screen's resolution, but the map scale changes and then it looks like they're dots in a different place until it updates. Maybe that's what they're talking about. I'm not too sure. And alchemy table visual effects and resource spawn positions will also be refined to enhance your crafting experience. Hey, I love alchemy, so I'm looking forward to seeing those visual improvements as well as the resource spawn positions and stuff. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on that. What other crafting adjustments do you guys think need to make it into the game eventually? Let me know what you guys think about these crafting adjustments, as well as any crafting adjustments that you guys would like to see brought into PAX Day during the early access phase. Let's catch up on some chat here. Let's see. Neospy says, if you also don't sleep, well then join us and run dungeons 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Monday through Friday. Ryan says it might be fixing the issue where if you skin too close to your previous skin, you lose the XP. Oh, okay. That must be what they're talking about then. I haven't experienced that, but that must be what they're fixing then, yeah. Thanks for that heads up, Ryan. I appreciate that. Stephen Kane says, should be more XP Same XP for a rabbit and a bear. Yeah, that's a little silly for the same XP from a rabbit and a bear. I agree 100%. I don't know if it's based on the size of the animal and surface area or maybe based on their level. It would make more sense for it to be based on their player model or their model, like how big the bear is compared to how big a rabbit is, as opposed to it just being a higher level. Because level would be more of a game feature. Size of the animal would be more of a realistic feature. Neil Spice says Woot map fixes. Yeah, they really need to get the map in order. Zooming in and out 7 times will be a thing of the past, maybe, hopefully, right? Maven says the days of having to take and shake the map may be over. Hopefully, we'll see. Time will always, as always, will tell. Not to quote Nuke's top 5 there, but time will tell. Neo Spy says beer bottles. Beer bottles, in my opinion. You think that beer should need bottles, or elaborate on that, Neo Spy? EOTB says first open the map, stays in the same center point. If you close and reopen it, it's recentering every other open of the map. Annoying, aka not like it was. Yeah, I mean, I think the map as a whole kind of just needs to be refined and adjusted. I'm super excited about this right here. Discord integration. They say with this update, you'll be able to filter visible chat lobbies through a new settings menu in the general chat. Discord account names will no longer appear beneath your character names in chat, but they will remain accessible via the interaction menu. Additional updates to the UI are also being made. This was one of my biggest complaints about the Discord integration, was that streamers or people making videos could not link their Discord. I like the idea of linking a Discord and seeing someone's name, because then you can verify, hey, it's void_lock on Discord. That is the real void lock. There's no impersonators with weird characters or special characters or anything like that. And it helps you to verify who you're actually talking to. And it's not, an alt impersonating somebody. But I could not have my Discord linked, because when I had my Discord linked, it would show all of my private messages would just pop up on chat. So hopefully with this, we're able to filter out private messages and stuff like they're saying. And then I'll be able to finally link my Discord and be able to enjoy all of the features that you guys have been enjoying in game. Now, I get some people don't want to link their Discord. I think that it's a nice thing. I think it's going to be coming to more games. I think they're pioneering this feature with Discord. Let me know how you guys like or dislike this Discord integration. John says based. John Hulton, great to see you. Welcome into the stream. Maven says this one has to be for Void. Maybe. We'll see. I mean, it was one of my biggest complaints about the entire system. I mean, why would you implement something and not have proper privacy controls, especially for streamers? Like, it just makes our lives a nightmare. And we're the ones showing off the game. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. So maybe it's for me. Maybe other people have been complaining about it too. I don't know. It seems like it's exclusively a streamer issue if you think about it, because if you're not streaming and no one's seeing your screen, what does it matter if your private messages are popping up? So it really is a streamer exclusive issue. But anyways, I mean, I'm super happy to see this be addressed. Neospy says, more reasons for glass and blacksmithing. Bottled beer tastes better. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you want to see bottles and stuff be required for brewing. I think that'd be interesting. I think if they do that, they will definitely need to address the resource requirement for the bottles and make them reusable and stuff like that. Have cups, mugs of ale. How cool would it be if you had a mug and you could bring your own mug, come to a party, and maybe they have a keg. You could go over and fill up at the keg. I think that'd be a really, really cool feature, to be honest. Having containers for all of the different drinks and things like that. That'd be really cool to see. Ryan says, I really like the Discord integration so far. Yeah, and I want to like it as well. It's just, again, for streamers, it's like I haven't been able to use it because if I stream, then, well, you guys get to see all my private messages pop up. And I can't have that because, again, I run Cheeky Buggers United. And I can't just have, people's private messages, they're, needing things to get and taken care of and stuff like that behind the scenes. I can't have that showing up. EOTB says RP alts for storylines, spice, etc. Alts can also be used for actions, not just bad actors. I agree 100%. I do. I agree 100%. I know that people do use alts for different things like that in particular. So I'm not opposed to that, but I think that we have to also consider the negative ramifications that can come of alts. And that's the only part that I technically didn't like that much. But I'm not opposed to alts. John Holton says voice chat when? What do you mean, John? What do you mean voice chat when? Rebecca says virtual keg stands. Let's freaking go. We're doing virtual keg stands. Great to see you, Rebecca. Welcome into the stream. Neospy says, LOL taps and kegs. Let's go. Yeah, I'd love to see that. But I'm super happy about that. Thank you so much, Mainframe, for making streamers' lives a little bit easier so we can continue to show off the development of your game and have fun with our friends, showing off all kinds of fun RP stuff. Speaking of fun RP stuff, if you guys did not see our visit out to Storm's Refuge, thanks again, Storm's Refuge, for having us out there. It was really great to see you guys. That was a really fun RP interaction. Make sure you guys go back and check out previous streams so you can see that. And again, if you're thinking about getting Ertugrul, make sure you watch my review of it. I thought going into it, it looked like it kind of looked like a single player Turkish PAX day without the building of buildings, but man, was I wrong. The combat really needs a lot of work. Make sure you go check out that video. Let's bring up the image here. So you can see on the left-hand side now, the social friend requests, friend list. Find your friends on Discord, online PAX Day, online elsewhere, offline, moderation list, muted and blocked. This doesn't really show off too much, to be honest, actually, in this image. Blimpy says, oh yeah, I need to revisit the Storm's Refuge stream. I had to leave just as you got there. Yeah, definitely go watch it. It was a lot of fun. I really great people out at Storm's Refuge. I'm really happy that they invited us out there. It was a lot of fun. Great city, great builders. Storm's Refuge is doing awesome things for the community, guys. They have always kind of been like this neutral party, but they align with morally good. They have truly been a sanctuary, just like Bloodhaven has been from the alpha. Storm's Refuge is a sanctuary as well, and I think we need more sanctuaries for players to be able to go to in their times of need, to call on people to help, just like Bloodhaven is. That's what Storm's Refuge is. It's really great to see. It's really great to see another clan doing that as well. Blimpy says, looked like an amazing build. Really was an amazing build, yeah. So there's the image of the Discord changes. Super, super happy about that. And they close here by saying, we hope you're as excited as we are and ready to earn gold and go on a shopping spree starting December 13th. Again, tomorrow, guys, 3 a.m. Central Standard Time. And for those who are reading thoroughly, we can confirm that another content update is already in the works for early next year. Stay tuned for more details. I think in January, we will be getting another update, and it's probably going to be the one that will introduce the grace. It's going to be part 2 of this update here, part 2 of this economy market update, and I think it's going to have the grace. That's what they set up above, that potentially in January. I'm not going to hold them to that. I'm happy that they're having this open chain of communication. So big praise to Mainframe. Thank you so much for getting this out early to us. Thank you for, telling us why you're bumping the grace to a future update. It's really great to see that level of communication. John says, birthday boy. It's not my birthday. It's just a running joke. My birthday is March 21st. It's not my birthday. Ryan says, it was super nice to catch up with my old neighbor, Blossom and Blade. Super nice surprise, too. EOTB says, holy hand grenade potions when? That would be really cool, actually. And that reminds me, V Rising has their 1.1 update coming sometime soon as well. I'm really looking forward to V Rising's update. That game, if you guys have not seen V Rising, I have some content on the channel showing that off. Make sure you guys go and check V Rising out on my channel. Really looking forward to making a server for that in the future again. Awesome game. Some really great content there, but 1.1 is coming soon for V Rising. Maven, member for 2 months of the Sleuth Squad. Maven, thank you for being a member, the highest tier member, Sleuth Squad, for a second month in a row consecutively. I really appreciate you. She says, I have to say how much I appreciate being a part of such a wonderful community and the Blood Brothers clan. I am so thankful to Void, to the friends and loved ones here, to Fadril, who is amazing. See those fireplaces. Thank you, Maven, for your continued support, not only here for my work on YouTube, but also for your continued support and help and efforts over in the community as well. Guys, Maven, she goes above and beyond. She was blushing last stream when I called her out on this stuff, but I can't help it. I like to praise people when they need the praise and the thanks. And I cannot thank Maven enough. Maven has just been going absolutely above and beyond for the community of PAX Day as a whole, for the community of Cheeky Buggers United, for the Order of the Blood Brothers. She has been putting in work, in time, and effort. She has truly been going above and beyond. So thank you so much, Maven, for your continued support here and supporting my work, as well as over in the community and helping things to run more smoothly. We are getting so close. We are getting so close to our super chat goal and to 950 subscribers, guys. We're going to be 50 subs away from our 1,000 subscriber goal very soon. If you guys are not yet subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing to help the channel to grow, help us reach that 1,000 subscriber mark so we can do that 24-hour subathon. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. John says, I knew that. Rebecca says, John lies. Blimpy, it's not Void's birthday, it's Maven's. It's everyone's birthday. Whenever there's a PaxCast, it's everybody's birthday. John says, birthday girl. Now I have to check my calendar and actually see if it is someone's birthday. EOTV says, Maven, well said, gal. John says, happy birthday, Maven. Maven says, here to help. Thank you, John. Subathon. Yes, we're going to be getting to that subathon very soon, guys. Let's see. I think there's one more image here. That was image number 4. This is, nope, not that one. Yes, this one. I wanted to talk about this. This they posted on their Discord. This is also the header at the top of their page on the website for this post. I think it's just concept art. I think it's just showing off, you know, stuff that how this could look in game. But if you notice, there's some small intricacies in here that some sharp-eyed people have noticed. Not only are there new windows still in the background on the towers and stuff that we do not yet have in game. If you look at the guy on the left right there, he seems to be wearing fur shoulders and maybe fur boots. It kind of looks like those tall leather boots. I don't know. Maybe those are already in the game. I'm not too sure. But it looks like there's a new type of kite shield in the back as well. It looks like a refined wooden kite shield. There are some little sneak peek stuff in here, I think. UTB says she likes to run around in her birthday suit. LOL hugs, JK. John Holton says 24-hour dungeon stream. I don't think it's going to be 24 hours in a dungeon. I think a big portion of it will be covered in PAX Day, but the idea with the 24-hour subathon is once we reach 1,000 subs, we will be scheduling the 24-hour subathon where it'll start with probably an hour on the clock, maybe even less. I don't know. We'll see. But it's going to start with a certain amount of time on the clock. And then you guys can interact with Tangia, super chats, super stickers, channel memberships, gifting memberships, tips and donations over on Stream Elements. All kinds of stuff like that will extend the clock further and further. I'll have a menu that will show up on screen. And my idea is I'm going to hop around from a lot of different games. We'll probably play some single player horror game we'll throw in there. We'll probably play some Star Citizen we'll try out. We'll play a bunch of PAX Day, maybe some other games you guys want to play. Maybe we'll do some Lockdown Protocol or something like that, some community game as well. We're going to be doing just all kinds of little games. So we're going to start with PAX Day and we're probably going to end with PAX Day. And there's going to be a lot of PAX Day in between. It's going to be a lot of fun. Maven says, hey, streaking in moderation can be great for the freckles. Think of the gold, Ryan says. Maven says, shakes head. No, the gold is no good. Feel free to come dump it in the Stag and Willow Inn. Fajil and I will even trade you some tasty food so you don't leave empty handed. Oh no, Lockdown Protocol. Yeah, Lockdown Protocol got an update, guys. I'm looking forward to hopping back into some Lockdown Protocol as well. But there are some sneaky little secrets posted in these images that they put out, guys. I really think that some of these things are going to be coming back. We had fur armor and stuff back in the alpha, and we had magic items and things like that. Let me know what else you guys might want to talk about here. Now that we know some new things that are going to be coming, we have a little bit of time left before we close out the stream, but we have covered everything on their update notes. Maven says, I don't know if I'll be able to stop giggling with Lockdown. Lockdown Protocol is a lot of fun. UTV says, I hear werewolf creamer cuts down on the sunburn. Oh my gosh. Maven says, if only I knew where to find a werewolf cream at UTV. Hey, I'll probably end up selling some werewolf creamer. Sounds like something that would be found in an apothecary. I'm really looking forward to this, guys, though. Just to recap all of this, I think that this economy is going to be pivotal for the game. We need this economy going forward, and I understand there needs to be gold sinks, but I'm glad that they delayed the grace. Hopefully they can get it into a place where they think it'll be good, and a place where we can think it's going to be good in the long run. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on the grace. Early January, sounds like we're going to be getting another patch. So this is not the last patch, obviously. We're going to be getting more. Curtis, great to see you. Curtis says, where can I wear werewolf wares? I think you can wear werewolf wares wherever you may like. You can wear them wherever. The question is, where can you get them? Where can you acquire werewolf wares? I would love to see things like werewolves. Hell, I said on an earlier stream, I'm not even opposed to them backing down from the whole low fantasy and going with high fantasy. I think this game is primed and ready for something like high fantasy, but I can also respect the low fantasy, where it's the human struggle. They kind of go with their own spin on low fantasy. Low fantasy normally doesn't have all kinds of crazy stuff like magic and stuff, but I think that their version of low fantasy it's the human struggle. So I think we will only be able to be humans, but that doesn't mean we're not going to see other creatures in the world. We might be able to see other races, but our journey is that of low fantasy and that of the human struggle. Maven says, anywhere, of course. Maven says, Void thought he saw some werewolf scratches in Bloodhaven somewhere recently. It did look like that, did it not? I mean, you got to admit, those looked like some werewolf claw marks. I don't know how they got there. I don't know where they came from, but they did look like some scratch marks. Could have been a bear, but it was up really high. So how would a bear get up there? I don't know. Just a bit of theory craft, guys. We do a lot of theory craft here on the channel. UTB says, snake chamber salesman, traveling wagons, or I have some beachfront land for sale in the middle of the wildlands. Stefan says low fantasy like Conan. Is Conan explicitly said, have they said that theirs is low fantasy? Because I think every developer is having their own different take on it. You know, they can have their own interpretation of what it means to them. Neospy says Bigfoot. Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to saying Bigfoot. Athena says, just cleared an NPC camp with a sword. Bye-bye spear. Oh, nice. You're starting to level up your sword skill. Or is it you already have it leveled up? I love the Royal Bastard Sword. I think that sword is freaking awesome. I cannot wait to have more small, intricate, different little weapons and stuff like you get in a game like World of Warcraft, where not everyone's going to be using just a Royal Bastard Sword because it's the best sword in the game, in the land, or something like that. You know, obviously there are ones that have magic associated with them, but I want to see that fleshed out a lot. I'd love to see just a ton of new weapons and stuff added in, whether they have magic associated with them or not. I'd love to see some new, unique takes on different pieces of equipment in the game. It's just going to make the world feel a little more alive, give it a little more depth, and a lot more variety to it, I think. Maven says yes to Bigfoot. Any other final thoughts from you guys on any of the stuff that we covered here today? I'm all ears, and I'd love to chat with you guys about it. Again, if this is your first time here, don't be shy. Hop in, chat. Let me know what you guys think. And we'll definitely have a conversation about it as long as it's in good faith. UTB says yes, Bigfoot and the Howling Beast leaving those marks around on the banisters or toes curling. Maven says, I hear Bigfoot is hanging out with the werewolves. But I saw Bigfoot, really? Athena says. You saw Bigfoot? Come on. In game or in real life? What are you talking about? Steven says, Conan has always been low fantasy magic. Is normally through items like packs. Oh, you're saying magic is normally through items like packs? I really like Conan. Conan's a great game. I used to host a server for it, but I had to stop hosting the server for it when every single week they would update like 60 gigabytes of the game and it would break all the mods and the whole server would, you have to like start over. It was just destroyed every major update. Like what was happening with 7 Days to Die. They would update 7 Days to Die from an alpha version to a new alpha version and everything would break. And I get it. It was alpha, so it's to be expected, kind of like, beta here in early access, you expect wipes and stuff, but it was so frequent that it just got to be frustrating. But yeah, I really like Conan. I'm excited to see what the future is going to bring for PAX Day. I'm really excited to get my hands on this economy with you guys, go into some dungeons. I hope you guys are ready tomorrow. As soon as this drops, well, it's going to be really, really early in the morning, so maybe not as soon as it drops, but tomorrow, earlier in the day, we're going to be hopping in and we're going to be getting into some PAX Day. We're going to run some dungeons. We're going to check out all the combat changes. We're going to get our fingers on everything with you guys as soon as it happens. So make sure you're tuned in for, I think, day like 15 or 16 of 30 days of PAX Day. We're going to be continuing that tomorrow with you guys with this new update coming tomorrow, December 13th at 3 a.m. Central Standard Time, 2 hours of maintenance, probably going live around 5. Maybe it gets bumped. We'll be streaming sometime around then. I don't know if I'll be up that early, but we shall see. I really appreciate you guys stopping by, taking the time out of your busy days to listen in to PaxCast, talk about the future of the game, and give your opinions so that way the developers can have a better idea of what the community is wanting to see. And huge shout out to all of my channel members. Huge shout out to all the new subscribers. Thank you guys so much for all the continued support. Again, if you were gifted a channel membership, make sure that you, if you want to, roll it over and then you'll get put in the credits and you'll get to keep all of the perks that were so graciously bestowed upon you by another member here. Let's catch up on some other chat really quick before we close out. And if you guys have any other things you want to talk about before I close out, send them in chat now. Blimpy says, I have to figure out what weapon to use now. Have been using spears or maces. Yeah, I've been using maces and one-handed axes mostly, but one-handed axes got removed, so that's when I switched over to two-handed maces. And I have been leveling up swords, so I'm probably going to go to that. But we'll have to see what happens with the nerfs and the buffs, and we'll have to really see how far it actually goes. What changes are actually going to be taking place. Maven gifting a channel membership here. Thank you so much. It was given to Old School Online. Old School Online, congratulations. Thank you so much, Maven. I really appreciate that. Again, guys, if you'd like to become a channel member and support my work, click that join button down below. We have 3 different tiers you can choose from, but it's not required by any means. It's just great to see you all here today. Whenever we get in game, it's hard for me to keep up with multiple chats going on at once, so I always get to super chats. I do my best to get to channel members' messages. I really try to get to everybody's, but I prioritize channel members' messages. Let's read the rest of this chat here. EOTB says, Pax pulls ahead by a smidge. Star Citizen getting closer. We're going over to finish, or who's going over the finish line first? Oh, I think PAX Day will definitely be over the finish line first before Star Citizen. We do need to finish up the Save Stanton event because we're on patch watch now for 4.0. It could be any day now where 4.0 is going to drop to live. So we really need to get over there and pump out the rest of those Save Stanton missions, guys. So if anybody's wanting to do that, maybe we'll do some of it after this stream here today. Tomorrow we have more PAX Day stuff kicking off, so we don't have much time left. There's a lot of conflicting stuff going on. It's going to be hard to, I just headbutted my microphone. Sorry about that. It's going to be hard to find the time to get over there to get that knocked out. And then we have Luminalia picking up as well. Make sure you guys are getting your free stuff. There's a big recruiting bonus going on for Star Citizen. So if you use my referral code, if you type !Star Citizen, you use my referral code. You can also find it in the link and all the descriptions and stuff. You can get bunch of free stuff for signing up. If you use my referral code now, you don't just get the 5,000 Alpha UEC, you also get a suit of armor, an LMG, paint jobs, skins, all kinds of stuff. Make sure you guys use my referral code if you're signing up for Star Citizen for the first time. But yeah, we have a lot of work to do in Star Citizen and a bunch of cool stuff happening in PAX Day. Let's see another chat here. Fizzy says, hope to be able to play after 4:30 Eastern Standard. Darth says, if you give me your number, I'll give you a call. Like, wake up, Dad. I set an alarm. Neo says, no, you. Fizzy says, tomorrow. Let's see, any other chats here? Can we get more decor items, Maven says. I've got a Hornet on loan for that. Decor item in Star Citizen you're talking about? Probably with Luminalia, you will be able to get stuff from the Advent calendar. Blimpy says, I'll probably just wait for 4.0 to try and get into Star Citizen. That's understandable, Blimpy. No harm in that. Again, it's got a long road ahead of it still as well, just like PAX Day does. No harm in that whatsoever. We're just doing it because for doing the Save Stanton event, you get permanent stuff unlocked on your account, and for taking part in Luminalia, you get permanent stuff unlocked on your account. Those are things that will never be taken away from you. You always get them back. They'll be attached to your account and accredited to your hangar, which is on the website, it's like you purchased it with real money. It'll never go away. Darth says, did they nerf the high from Flax Burgers? No, you're still safe, Darth. Maven says. UTB says, Maven, ugly bag of mostly water. I'm in for that. Oh, decor in PAX. Yeah, I mean, I would love some more decorations in PAX. Some people think that the vines are causing lag. I'm not convinced that it's vines that cause lag. I think it's the lighting. I think the lighting needs an overhaul in PAX. Blimpy says, I will do the Luminalia calendar stuff at least. Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, if you already have an account, it's easy to just do that. I'm assuming that's how it's going to be. Over on their website, we haven't actually seen how we claim that stuff yet, but hopefully it's the same way. Maven says, candles, placeable flasks, books, ink bottles, parchments, etc. Yes. I want all of it. Give me it all. Absolutely. I'm on board. Neo says, I think the lag is testing Unreal Engine 5.4. Oh, you think so? That could be. Who knows? Maybe when 4.0 drops, we'll get a big performance increase. I'd like to see FSR come back, to be honest. But we have a lot of exciting stuff coming out on the channel, everybody. I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down and chat with me here today. I always love these PaxCasts. We're 2 hours and 16 minutes in. 17 minutes in. If you guys like what you've seen here, please consider subscribing. Help us, again, reach that 1,000 subscriber goal so we can get that 24-hour subathon going. Huge shout out to all of my channel members and supporters. Thank you guys for helping us reach all of our goals. I really, really appreciate you guys for supporting the channel. Thank you for all of the people who have, shown their continued support. I really, really do appreciate it. Guys, if you'd like to join the Cheeky Buggers United Community Discord server, you can type !Discord in chat and you'll get a link over to join CBU, the Cheeky Buggers United. That's our community Discord where we hang out. We play all kinds of games together. We play all kinds of stuff. It's not just about PAX Day. We're a community first and foremost where you can meet great people, play all kinds of great games together. It's a fun place to hang out. We can even host servers for different games like Project Zomboid coming up in the future, V-Rising. Really looking forward to doing some of that stuff with you guys. Stefan says armor stands. Maven says yes, armor stands and loadout dummies. That would be really, really cool. I'd look forward to that as well. Maven says I'd love a dog at home. That'd be pretty cool. Blimpy says cats. Neospy showing you guys the link over to the Discord. And again, if you guys have an application over on our website, first of all, if you'd like to
submit an application to join the Order of the Blood Brothers because you see how much fun we have in game, or you want to be a part of the Cheeky Buggers United to play Star Citizen with us and you don't have to join the Order of the Blood Brothers, go over to our website, website, www.cheekybugger.net, submit your very own application to join the Order of the Blood Brothers and the Cheeky Buggers United and get that verified status. But if you already have an application in and it's marked pending, that means you need to get in touch with us over on Discord, most likely Maven, and she'll get you vetted and teach you all about what our clan has to offer, how our organization runs, and all of that good stuff. I look forward to hanging out with you guys after this stream, but I need to get some food. I need to get a drink. I am parched. So unless you guys have any final burning questions, we're going to be bringing this episode to an end. PAX Day Market Square Early Access Verse 2. Maven says currently there's only one pending. Well, we still need to do, there's a couple actually. There are, I think. I'll talk to you after this. I think there's a couple that are pending. They might need to be, there's some that might need to be moved to redacted, maybe potentially. And there's a couple that were on the backlog that we need to get to. EUTB says, one day we can build our own games and put all the items and features into those games via AI from the ones we like. Although I might have to rethink that based on whom builds it. That's pretty interesting, actually. Blimpy says, is it okay if we just lurk on the Discord? So let me put it this way. Everybody's welcome on the Discord. If you join the Discord, you can see all of our public rooms where we do a lot of public stuff at times. But for things like our private servers, like for instance, we have a Minecraft mod pack, My Hallowed Ground version 5, which is in beta. If you guys want to be able to get into those servers, you need to then submit an application to get the verified CBU status, which unlocks everything else. So yeah, everybody, allied clans, everybody, even if you don't want to be a part of the community and get verified and you just want to be there as a guest and just hang out, you will have access to all of the public areas over on the Discord. 100%. You'll have access to all the Discord. Blimpy says, I lurk on the Discord and enjoy, but have not applied for verified. Yeah, you don't have to apply to get verified, but if you want to take it to that next level and you want to get the verified status, because let's say in the future we host a V-Rising server and it's a private server. If you want access to be able to get into that server, you'll have to have the verified CBU member status, which means you'll have to have put an application in to join the CBU. You don't have to necessarily join the Order of the Blood Brothers, though. That's why I've separated a little bit there. Once you get in and you have the verified status over on the Discord, and you're in the community as a verified CBU member, you can choose which clans, guilds, games, private servers you want to partake in. RP intimidates me a little bit. It doesn't need to. RP is as much or as little as you're comfortable with, and we are very accommodating. You don't need to be intimidated by it at all. Just checked the green apple icon not fixed. I was curious, Ryan says. Thank you for checking that. I appreciate that. So there's your answer on that. Let's see. Where are the books, Void? You mean like our wiki? Yeah, we have a wiki filled with all kinds of stuff. I'd like to see books in-game as well. They have talked about that. There are several older, yes, but we haven't made additional outreaches. Yeah, the ones that are so old, we're going to be moving over to redacted for the ones that they never followed up. In-game books? Yeah, I want in-game books really, really bad. That'd be really cool. There could be so many gameplay features they could add on with that. Maven says, no worries, Blimpy, we got you. Yeah, absolutely. Everyone's always welcome over on our Discord. It's a fun place to come and hang out. And, you know, if we have public servers, like V-Rising would probably be a public server, so it's a great asset to be able to be on the Cheeky Buggers United Community Discord servers. You could chat about that server with us and just talk about things. We have an off-topic section. We have a general section. We have all kinds of stuff. Great places for you guys to get interact. It's not just about PAX, it's not just about gaming. I mean, we even talk about real life stuff. We just shoot the shit over there and have a good time. It's a very mature community. Almost every single person's over the age of 30. Well, guys, that brings us to the end of this PAX Day Market Square update. Oh, great. Crash. You had to remind me that I need brisket. I'm getting brisket today. Wait, today's not Monday, is it? I lose track of the days. What day is today? It's Thursday. Okay, good. Because my brisket place is closed on Monday. I am getting brisket today. I need brisket today. I want brisket today. You can't go too long without having brisket. Otherwise, I don't deserve to have the briskets in chat, right? I mean, come on. Let's be honest, guys. Today's a brisket day. Maybe it says Tuesday or Thursday. Yeah. Yep. Happy birthday, Crash, Ryan says. Happy brisket, my lord. Wishing you good brisket. She hit us with the quad brisket. Ryan smacking us across the face with a triple juicy brisket. Yeah, today's a brisket day, guys. We're going to get a little brisket. We're going to celebrate tomorrow's update of PAX Day. I hope you guys eat some great food today as well. And I look forward to chatting with you guys over on Discord. Blimpy says, have been over a year since I had brisket. Blimpy, get some brisket in your life. Get some juicy, smoky, succulent, tender brisket. And just because of that, we're going to play Brisket War Cry here in the closing. Brisket War Cry is coming at you guys in the outro. But I'm going to go get some food. It was great chatting with you guys. Thanks for spending your day here with me. I look forward to seeing you guys all over on Discord. I'm going to be doing some Save Stanton, and we're going to be getting ready for the market update coming out tomorrow, really bright and early. I got a lot of work to do on the website, our compendium over on our wiki. There's always a plethora of things for me to be doing, but I do greatly appreciate all of you, and I really thank you for stopping by here today. And that's going to do it for me for now. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.
Brisket on the grill, now fill our bellies deep. Juicy, smoky, savory, warriors never sleep. Glistening, crushed, shining bright, there's a flavor near. Slice through all the tough times, tenderness so dear. Oh, brisket, walk right, taste that makes us strong. Low and slow, we cook it, hear us sing our song. Smoky, sensorizing, spices dancing air. Caramel crust inviting, brisket brings us there. Oh, brisket, walk right, taste that makes us strong. Low and slow, we cook it, hear us sing our song. Our song. Smoky scents arising, spices dancing air. Caramel crust inviting, brisket brings us there. Oh, brisket, walk right, flavor in each bite. Symphony of seasons, makes our songs ignite. Of song. So perfect, mouth watering just right. Chew that's so tender, brisket fuels our fight.